Hello and welcome to a Flowcat stream. Happy to be here. Happy to be here. Welcome everybody. All two of you for now. Exhausted Axolotl being one of them. We're live on Twitch and YouTube here in this glorious internet. So, I didn't stream this weekend. Or like the end of this, like the end of last week, this weekend. Yeah, I had some stomach issues, so I was not feeling super great, but I am feeling better now. Bloom, welcome. Also, I got my first weekly Genshin video out, as you may have seen, and yeah, it's pretty good stuff. I didn't really have a lot to, like, I don't know, it's sort of one of those things where I wasn't really prepared for it. I was sort of like, I don't know, it's like if you've never done it before, it's hard to be prepared for it, right? So I made the first weekly update video, and now I have a better idea of what I'm gonna do for future weekly update videos. But it definitely feels doable. And yeah, so just welcome everybody. Hey, Big Red. Yeah, I know I said I was gonna play Star Rail every Sunday. I don't know about that. I probably will miss Monster Hunter and want to go back to that. I'm not gonna lie. So definitely don't think that Monster Hunter is dead in the water. I am interested in continuing that. Also, I know that it was like a month between Cyberpunk episodes last time, and I was like, I promise it won't be another month between Cyberpunk episodes. And I think it's definitely been like longer than a month at this point since I put the last one out. Yeah, I'd really like to finish that. But I need to make sure everything else is established first before I go back and work on my variety content. So once we get the foundation situated, it should be a lot better. And I'll be able to more comfortably branch out or whatever. Yeah, like for instance, you know, like when Wuthering Waves comes out, I'm gonna want to make some videos on that, or like, yeah. But I hope everyone is doing well. I hope you're all having a lovely day or night. And if you wouldn't mind doing me a favor and smacking that like button, that would be fantastic. Would help me out. And you know, that's just a great thing to do. All right. So I was thinking, because hold on, I've been seeing everyone going pretty hard on Honkai Star Rail, by the way, in the Discord. Everyone is still pretty actively talking about everything. It kind of looks like everyone's at the point where they are working on their future plans and focusing on trying to figure out what units they want to build. Seems like most people are sort of through the thingy-majiggers. Smacks intangible button. Yes. Yes. Exactly. So, yeah, we're gonna be doing Genshin tonight, and I would like to do probably a character quest. So since I'm doing the weekly update videos, I can save the more boring content for those, because, you know, like if I'm running around just doing chests or world quests, I can just do a montage for chests, you know, just like bling, 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 bling. And then that's like, boom, look, you saw it. But for character quests, we can do them on stream, and it should be a good time. Should be a good time because they're more like a movie experience, more interactive, all that great stuff. You may or may not have been re-rolling. That's okay. I don't really like to re-roll. That's just my personal take, you know. I feel like, especially with Genshin experience, like Hoyoverse games tend to sort of balance out over time. Like really, if you're a whale or you're free to play, there will always be distinctions, but like over the course of time, you kind of end up getting everybody or most people, or you get the units you care about, and you don't really need a ton of units, you know. You need 2 teams, so yeah, you don't gotta pull everyone. Yeah, I don't know. I also don't like rerolling. I get way too bored if I have to like play the beginning of the game 5 times. I'm gonna get so sick of it. I'm gonna throw up. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna throw up and die. No, but yeah, just not a big fan of that part of it. But I wish you the Lux. For those wondering, I still have not gotten Sealy. I've been using just kind of all my wishes just because, but at this point, I'm thinking I'm at a guarantee and I'm at high pity. Oh, I don't know if I'm at high pity, but like I'm on a guarantee. So maybe skipping Sealy won't be the worst decision and I can wait for a unit that will benefit my account. Because I've got Branya and I've got Bailu, so I've got like some good supports. I need some. I have the, you know, main character is pretty good DPS, so I have that. But I'm thinking I need another strong DPS. So like if they put out a strong DPS that I like, you know, might go for them. Kind of a reroll addict. I did it in Summoner's War. You did it a while. Yeah, I remember you doing that with Tower of Fantasy. Yeah, some people really like rerolling. Some people get super into it. And I can understand why. Like, you want to have the best start possible. And in games that have like that RNG, like wishing systems, like you can definitely have a situation that is more or less favorable. Like, for instance, I got E1 Bailu on my account. So it would have been better if I had gotten like a DPS off of the standard banner instead of that, essentially that first constellation for Bailu. And some people, they view that as like, oh, better reroll, you know. But to me, it's like, whatever. I'm just gonna deal with it. I'll just roll with the punches. Just roll with the punches. But yeah, hope everyone is having a good time. Kind of want everyone with a counter or follow-up attacks of Clara and Himiko. Yeah, I think Clara would be a fun unit to have because counter attacking does seem very powerful. It does seem like a really good strat. Hey, Warrior Cats, how goes Star Rail? I just talked about it a bit. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. It hasn't grabbed me the same way that Genshin does or has or whatever. I think I'm a real sucker for those Breath of the Wild open world explore. Like, I think there's just something about the whole, like, you have a big juicy open world full of fun details and quests and chests and crap, and you get this fun, like, especially with Breath of the Wild because it's a very sandboxy experience. And I would say that Genshin has some sandbox elements within the open world. It's not as detailed or as deep. Most of the detail goes into the characters themselves, you know, instead of like the physics engine or whatever, which, you know, they still have an impressive physics engine in Genshin considering like the chemicals, like the elemental reaction system or whatever is the same as the chemistry system in Breath of the Wild, sort of. There's something about being able to explore large maps if you're, yeah. Like I like Star Rail's story a lot, but to me it's like I can see myself enjoying Star Rail for the story, but I cannot see myself getting super into the simulated universe and the Forgotten Halls and all that stuff. Like, just the combat doesn't grab me in the same way. And I've never really liked turn-based combat that much, so, you know, that's to be expected. It's just like there's something to me about the restrictions of turn-based combat that can be frustrating for the kind of, you know, player I am. And also there was something else about it too. I can't remember. Oh yes, in turn-based games you have the same voice lines and the same animations for the attacks, which, you know, even if they're really cool, it still gets old. Like, I've played Tales of games my whole life. I've played a lot of Tales of games. And, you know, the mystic arts and stuff are super cool, but they get really old if you spam them over and over because, you know, it's super cool flashy animation, but you still don't want to see it 100 times. Countering is good for now. We'll see if it gets the same treatment that they gave Venti. Wouldn't be surprised to see more enemies in the future that pop in a debuff. Yeah. No, you're fine. I understand what you mean. Like a debuff that makes that prevents you from counter attacking. Jeez. Yeah, I could see that. Also, I think there's other ways that they could nerf counter attacking. Like I'm pretty sure. What is it? Is it wind shear or bleed or poison? I don't know. There's a bunch of dots in the game, and I still don't know what they all do. But I do know that some of the dots do damage when you attack. Like some of the dots only hurt you when you attack. And I think they hurt you if you counterattack. Like I think they actually like affect you. So if you have, you know, some debuffs that hurt you every time you attack or counterattack, and you're a character that can't stop counterattacking, then you're forcing yourself to take damage over time. Which, you know, could be problematic. I don't know. I'm not that far into the, honestly, I'm not that deep into the, like I'm Trailblazer rank 31. I think I'm 31. And yeah, I sort of just do my dailies sometimes and spend my energy or whatever. I haven't been playing daily, I'll be honest, on Star Rail. So yeah, I'll get on, do my dailies, spend my energy, then I just hop off. I just haven't, I got through the first story arc, and then I haven't felt like doing more quests. So I'm sort of just chilling on them. Also, like, there's such limited content in the game that I'm just really not motivated to push to the end of it, you know? Like, the only thing that awaits me at the other side of the content is loneliness and emptiness. At least when I log on to Star Rail, I have like a list of quests that I know I can do. And I can choose to just put them off for as long as I want to make it feel like I have content. You hit 20 after you settle on an account. Oh, okay. I'm glad you finally got an account that you like, though. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and boot up Genshin. I think I have the music on in game, so I think I'm gonna have to mute my system audio. Also, I only have like 6 days left on that Parade of Providence event. So I was thinking tonight, whatever character quest I have to do, or whatever Archon quest I have to do to unlock that event, I think we're gonna go ahead and do that tonight, because I I don't want to miss. I love story heavy events. It seems like a story. Like I haven't seen any spoilers or anything, but it seems like a story oriented event, and I do not want to miss it. All right, I'm booting up the game. I muted the audio on the music and stuff because Genshin music is also playing. Need to do that event too. Yeah, it's got 6 days left. Or, well, yesterday I think it was 6 days. It's probably like 5. Okay. Give me a sec. Not the right button. There we go. Okay, so we go here. There we go. Oh, I don't have my little Lumine. All right, there we go. Yeah, 5 days, 8 hours. I have to do the night bird falls at the curtain's call. It's an Archon quest. Okay. Which one is first, technically? Does it matter? Do these have an order? Ah, boy. Well, I guess let me go ahead and do my dailies real quick, and then we'll figure it out. Man, I was really hoping to do like Nahida's stuff, and oh man, I'm so far behind. I just got to start doing these quests. But yeah, let's go ahead and take care of dailies. No, take it. Show me it's on the map. You don't think Caribert relates? Okay. They shouldn't relate. Which one's the interlude chapter? The one it wants me to do is the interlude chapter. Yeah, so I've been working on Baiju. He still needs to be max ascended, but you know, he's getting there. I was messing around with this team. It's actually kind of a fun little virgin team. You do this. You do a little bit of this. I go pop that. Do a little bit of this.
A bitter pill to swallow.
Yeah. I was just kind of messing around with Burgeon because I wanted to see, even though I have a crit build, like I don't have a full EM build, I wanted to see kind of what the Burgeon damage would be like. Also, because Baiju has that passive for buffing reaction damage, which is based on his max HP, and you could put him in a double Hydro team to increase his HP. So I was thinking, oh, maybe if I put Baiju in a double Hydro team with Dia, you can do Vapes and you can Burgeon. Good stuffs. You guys need to be closer together. All right, well, whatever. Come on, get on over there.
Making a turn for the better.
Decided by destiny. You asked for it.
Well, I didn't get to see the damage. That's okay. I've just been messing around with this team. I will continue to do so. Kind of feel like maybe I should do a different rotation. I'm thinking like Baiju, Mona, Dia, then Ayato, and then Dia again. I think that should be no, because I'll have to use Baiju again. I don't know. I'll figure it out. Where am I going? Also, I'm gonna eat stamina food. Hey Ash, welcome. So yeah, we're just gonna chill out, do some dailies, do a little bit of resin spending, and then we will go ahead and, I guess, do this Archon quest. I was hoping to get done a bunch of the character quests first, but we still technically haven't left Sumeru yet, so it won't really mess with me too much. Like, I just want to make sure I finish the character quests before we go off to Fontaine. You know what I mean? Been a while since you logged into Genshin. Yeah, a lot of people have been playing a lot of Star Rail. Oops. Okay, I have to use Baiju before I do Dia's thing. Although she's still virgin.
Remember, health comes first.
Yeah, I guess it doesn't really matter.
Get it on!
I can't see the Virgin numbers. I'm like trying to see how much damage I'm doing.
A bitter pill to swallow. Kamisato Suyu.
Fate is upon you.
Oh, I don't even have my skill up. Wow, that's very sad.
Look alive.
Well,
Be still.
it's a bit depressing.
Look at you. Shadows of fate.
Escape.
Oh boy, I'm a bit stuck here.
Decided by destiny. Lots off.
Oh no.
Ah! Buckle up.
Okay.
The depths back.
The Virgin damage seems okay. I still can't see. Say Crawford, welcome. Honestly, this team is probably going to be awkward because, first of all, my Baiju's not fully built. Second of all, my Dia, I'm still farming the new artifact domain for her. So I still am on that kind of like, I have like a set, my set for her works. Like it has a balanced crit ratio, but I don't have like enough energy recharge. So the new set will help a lot with balancing my stats, but I don't have the set yet. Oh wait, hello there. I need your parts. So let me figure out what I'm doing here. Okay, so I think we go like that, and then we do that.
Taking a turn.
We do that,
Let's get it
do
on.
that. That was awkward.
Escape.
And there we go. And he goes underground, and he moves all the way over there. And then I go ahead and do that. Hey,
May have opened.
Written in the stars.
this guy's kind of a jerk.
You're dead meat.
Oh man, he must have had pyro on him. Oh, I don't even get drops from it. Oh no, there they are. Okay, yes, thank you. Yeah, the team works. I'm just not sure what I should do to optimize. Also, it's a little bit harder to make sure that I'm vaping because the hydro gets kind of chewed up by the dendro. I guess I just have to make sure that they have hydro application before I cast Mono's Burst. Oh well, I need your parts. Yes. Oh boy. Yeah, it's fun. Virgin, though I'm using Toma, he's already built for it. Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Toma does also do the thing. Come on. Honestly, though, like, the biggest thing I'm frustrated with is we still need more hydro units. Like, it just blows my mind. Like, we're gonna need like 30 hydro units to cover every niche. If Blow, if next patch is an Inazuma patch, I'm going to be worried. What do you mean by Inazuma patch? Like a festival?
Be still.
I don't think so. Also,
A bitter pill to swallow.
I'm not used to. Gosh, I don't know the timings of any of this. Oh, can you just not? Yeah, whatever. Okay, it looked like it was 10,000 damage. 10,000 damage, unbuff. Oh, no buff. Not terrible. I can get like 2 of them off. 20,000 damage. Yeah. Add that on to a 20,000 damage vape, and that's 40,000 damage. I gotta violently clear my throat, so give me a second. Fontaine isn't coming to at least 3.8. Yeah. So like August, July. Yeah. Yeah. We're like 3 or 4 months away from it. But to me, it's just kind of crazy how it already feels so close. Come on. Okay, let's try this. We're gonna go here. We're gonna do that. That. Do a couple of these. Boom. It's already dead. How many is? Oh, I can't see how. There was 3 there. Okay. So. Yeah, with Baiju's burst, it definitely produces a lot more cores, and I don't know what I have to check the damage. Well, I'm not going to get an accurate representation until my Baiju's fully built. So, enjoyed Baizu burst, Homa burst on Ayato. He does his skill that procs Toma's collapses, and I use Kazuha to make everyone a hug. Yeah, that's cool. You personally want Kazuha? I have no idea when we'll see him again. All right, so dailies are done. Good, turn those puppies in. Turn those puppies in. If you guys are enjoying the stream, just a quick little something. We got a Discord. We got friendly people in there. If you would like to join,
thank you for
you're more than welcome to do so. As a matter of fact, I would encourage you to do so. It is a little known fact that Welkin moons are distributed. I have a giveaway every 2 weeks for Welkin. And then, yeah, we got all sorts of stuff going on in there. Okay. I gotta go to my teapot real quick. Oh.
This realm.
Until the live stream, I'll be saving though. I've been forgetting to do my dailies in Genshin. Yep. Yeah, a lot of people have been doing that because of Star Rail. Everyone's obsessed with Star Rail. Everyone's so into Star Rail. Do I need anything? I don't think I do. I know I'm gonna need these puppies. Need some of that. How many? 10 of those? Okay, I'll just go ahead and craft. Nah, yeah, nah. Oh boy, I don't even have enough. Okay. Okay. Guess we'll wait on that. I gotta unlock some music that you won't be able to hear because the music's turned off. Nice. Okay. Okay. Yep. Get all those red marks. And now I can leave my teapot. I also have to check what, like, I need to farm the boss for Baiju, but I also need to farm his talent books. So I gotta check if they're available today. Oh, also, if you wouldn't mind dropping a like on the stream, that would be fantastic. That would just be fantastic. In every which way possible. Close to another fragile. Oh yeah. Books. Domains. Books. Books. Well, that's unfortunate. He's gold. He requires gold. And it is not available today. When are they available? Let's find that out. It's probably like tomorrow or something. Would you look at that? Hello, Justin. 4-star lineup will include pyro support, jungling, tender fall. Okay, so this also looks cute. Did we get that pet? Is it a pet? That'd be cute. It kind of looks like a pet. Parade of lavender. You just have to say that with flair. Like, it's a very, very great thing. Yeah, I didn't do this. I'm not gonna lie. I have been neglecting TCG. More like I'm just not playing TCG because I'm waiting for it to get even better. Okay. Hey Dante, welcome. We got lots of people popping in, so we're about to do an Archon quest. I'm gonna check my audio settings. I think we're on English, good. And I mean, should we do game music? Let's do game music because it's a world quest. Not a world quest, you know what I mean. A freaking Archon quest. Okay. All right. I haven't done an Archon quest in so long. Which one is it? Let me see. Just so you guys know. I'm sure everyone's done this. This has probably been out for a while. The Nightbird falls at the curtain's call. In order to look for more information about your sibling, you and Paimon decide to visit Nahida in the sanctuary of Sarasana. Yeah, and then you hear people talking. So, yep, we're gonna go ahead and go on over there. You better get on to do that event when you get on tomorrow. You don't want to be spoiled. I mean, if you haven't done this Archon quest, then leave now or forever hold your peace. But this quest has been out for like probably 5,000 years. So if you haven't done it now, you know what I mean. Okay. Audio's a little quiet on my end. Let me see, how is it for you guys? Oh, that's quiet. It looks like it's quiet on your end too. Let me just turn it up a little bit. Chat, you'll have to let me know if you guys can hear it well.
All right, I guess I'll go
Instructions
with my
unclear.
textual criticism and your editorial direction for the first draft. I have a feeling that the missing
Nat.
Kabuki Mono will end up being the main focus of this paper. If only we knew where to find that traveler. From what they say about her, this seems like the kind of thing she'd know about.
Oh, speak of the devil. You're looking for me. Yeah.
Oh, you're the traveler, you say?
Yes, don't I quite obviously look like someone who's not from this planet?
Hey, what's with that face?
And the,
Don't believe us?
you know, I really am surprised that Paimon just doesn't instantly give it away. Like,
No, of course I believe you. Actually, I first heard about your great exploits when I was still in Inazuma.
Watch.
This is my first time coming face to face with you and your mysterious silver-haired companion.
I like his voice.
Couldn't believe my luck, and out of force of habit, I started, examining the evidence. Sorry.
Oh, Sawada, for the love of... Sorry, we don't get out much, so our social skills are kind of lacking.
You don't say.
Traveler, I hear you've helped many people a great deal and been to many places. Would you be able to tell us about Tatarasuna?
Actually, we don't know much about that.
This
place
isn't a
either.
character quest
In
claim.
fact,
This is an
we
Archon
only
quest.
came over here because we heard you talking about it and wanted to learn more.
Ah, I see.
I think it's the interlude chapter. Sorry, I can't help this time.
My teacher chose this area of research as a personal challenge. He said it's difficult to get into because even Inazumans don't know much about Tatara Suna's past. But who'd have thought that...
That is
If you don't mind, I'd love to show you all my outline for the book I'm writing about Tatara Suna.
Hold on, Sawada. Don't you think that's a bit of a deep dive or a first read?
Well, fair point. In that case, please ease yourselves in gently by taking a look at Akaba's latest essay draft.
Let me give you some background. This all started with the discovery of some
God,
records
it's so
in Tatara
British.
Suna.
And maybe
The
you
writings
did it in
mentioned someone by
JP.
the name of Mikoshi
something?
Nagamasa, who crafted a fine
Oh.
blade. But in the end, he threw it into a fire to destroy it, and killed his servant Katsuragi. Why? Well, no one knows. Apart from the swordmaker, his servant, and the one who wrote this all down, the records also mention a kabuki mono. This seems to be an Inazuman word for an eccentric stranger.
Oh, I don't
Someone
know
who
if we know
dresses
anything
funny
about
or acts
this.
in an unusual way.
That's right. Akaba's teacher has spent quite some time researching these events on the ground. This Kabuki Mono lived in Tatara Suna for a while before disappearing without a trace. And shortly afterwards, as Akaba mentioned, things got pretty ugly.
So first this strange person goes missing, then a murder happens? Seems kind of fishy to Paimon.
Yes, my thoughts exactly. So I helped out too. I asked everyone I could think of if they knew anything about what happened back then. And wow, did I get lucky!
Wow.
Stop shouting!
Wow.
This
He's so
part's important.
excited.
I just wanted to make it stand out.
Okay.
It just so happens that a friend of mine works at the government records office.
Mhm.
He looked into it for me, and I can now confirm that all the aforementioned individuals did,
Yes.
in fact, live in Inazuma over 400 years ago.
Quite right.
Even back then, Tatara Suna was already at the center of Inazuma's smelting industry. The man in charge was a government official named Niwa. Curiously enough, it seems like he went missing too.
Mm-hmm. Could it be? Could it be?
Wait, so
Nani?
missing people in the story now?
That's right! What's more, Niwa is a name with a lot of history to it. Have you ever heard of the great swordsmith clans of Inazuma?
Oh, the swordsmiths? Yeah, like Ishin art and so on?
Wow, yes. You really know your stuff.
It's almost
That
like
makes
we've
things
been
easier.
there
So
before.
basically, this Niwa was a distant
Like we almost
relative of
like
the
we spent like a
Kaidahara
whole
clan,
year there or
the last
something.
practitioners of Ishin art.
Yeah.
Something then seems to have happened in the Kaidahara clan, leading to their downfall.
Yes.
I don't know the details, but taken in light of everything else going on around that time, it makes you wonder whether it's all connected somehow.
The Kaidahara clan?
Sawada, you left out the biggest detail of all.
Nani? Let me read some stuff. Don't remember this guy sounding so British. Yeah, I do love this guy's voice, so it's very fun. Was actually paying attention, probably because the Britishers made it sound like a documentary. That's funny. Oh.
Oh, yes, of course. How could I forget? Brace your minds, ladies and gents, for they are about to be blown.
Okay.
Or maybe you won't believe your ears. I wouldn't blame you, of course, because in all my years as a writer, this is by far the most.
Get to the point, for Pete's sake.
According to information
Who's
acquired
Pete?
by Akaba's teacher, the Kabuki Mono was not a human, but a puppet.
Oh, wait. Let me get my surprised face real fast. Okay. Back to the conversation.
A puppet?
What was he doing 400 years ago?
Aha! Judging by the looks on your faces, you do know something after all.
No, we're just thinking. because our minds are so blown. Glare at Paimon?
No! Paimon just meant... how creepy. The way you described it makes it sound like a ghost story.
Yeah, we've never heard of anything
I
like that
agree.
ever happening,
It
ever.
does.
Not
But
ever.
Considering that non-human races in Inazuma are by no means uncommon, spooky events are to be expected. And that's exactly what my book is about. Please, take a look.
He's writing about the spoopies. He's gonna be like Stephen King. A man arrived in Tadarasu afternoon. From afar, he spied laborers walking along the mountain's roads toward the factories, their shoes scuffing along the jutting stones. They walked like people convinced that so long as they reached the fire raging in the mountain's belly, they might extract from it gems beyond paradise. Or beyond price. The mood that the sight inspired was ineffable, beyond mere description for those not present to witness it. Okay, that's a terrible accent. I'm gonna stop before everyone leaves. Yeah. So, towering character. Yeah. Do my eyes deceive me? So Miyazaki, I cannot think that. Okay. Smiled like a young man taking the first steps on their journey. Expression relaxed. Why, Katsuragi? Inazuma is the realm of the almighty Shogun. I sailed upon the fastest ship, rode upon the swiftest sea routes. What dangers could I have possibly faced? And what about the good news? There was some, naturally. Yeah, okay. A young, yep, Yep. Oh, this is a long, oh my goodness. Holy mother. Okay, we're going to investigate this later.
Oh, and please read my essay draft as well.
Why do I sound exactly like him? Hire me. Please. I can do crappy voices. But I can also do some okay voices too. Alright, so a brief analysis of possible events of historical importance in the Tadarasu area. Text belongs to a series of works sponsored by the Vahumana's Veil Cutter Project. Tadarasu has always been a major pillar of the smithing industry. 2 incidents occurred. Details behind the first are vague. I believe, however, there might be a hidden history. Okay. Yes. Using the arts they inherited from their Archon, the people of Inazuma devoted themselves to the process of forging. However, strange rumors that do not quite fit the steely nature of metalwork linger. Just central pillar of the forging industry, yet the Makoshi and Niwa clans, along with an eccentric puppet, serve as the 3 windows of insight. Perhaps I overstep, but I think that Sir Nagamasa's mood grows better when he forges blades. The obsession to cleanse the stain of the name Makoshi must eat at him. Also, Sir Katsuri discovered a nameless eccentric. Azuchi Beach. The inspector brought a certain number of jade steel ingots. Okay. Holy mother. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Let's read this part. Kabuki Mono. Full name unknown. Background unknown. From the many sources I have compiled, this character might have been the puppet. As a figure of fashionable grace and gentleness, according to the hidden tales, he was brought back to the Tsuragi. Became a member of the community. When the Kabuki Mono first arrived, he knew nothing of cleaning, cooking, or... Well, of course he would know nothing of cooking. The locals taught him their skills, showing him how to clean, dance, and craft. Dayatara Nagamasa was forged. Yeah. Yeah, I remember this stuff. Yes. Right. Yeah, that's why that one blade is called Katsuragi Kiri's Nagamasa, I think. It seems the rest of the paper is finished. Yeah, okay, cool. Well, yep.
Sawada was encouraging me to follow his more creative approach, but I think essays should be grounded in
Right, so a
facts.
scholar and a
I
writer.
don't think explaining everything away with mysterious forces will cut it.
Yes, indeed.
Oh, how about if I plug the holes in Sawana's narrative with political intrigue? Like, I could put a turf war between rival factions at the center of the whole series of events.
Wait, you're allowed to just make stuff up? Pretty sure you've gone from essay to guessay there.
Oh, snap. Sounds more like a novel.
Akaba, look. Your teacher has researched this extensively. I've reached out to everyone I could think of. Whatever information we have now is all that there is to know. This is as much detail as you're ever going to get. Besides, if there really was a political power struggle going on at anything like the level you seem to be suggesting, what hope would we ever have of finding out the truth?
Good point. Okay, back to the drawing board, I guess. Give me some time. I need to find a new angle on this.
I like how we can answer so many of these questions. And it's just like, see you later.
We have some other stuff to do, so we'll have to say goodbye for now. Good luck with your essay.
Yeah, have
All
fun
right,
guessing.
Thank you. If you find out any more info about all this, please do let me know. Thanks so much.
Of course.
Hey, so that thing they were talking about, it has to do with the balladeer, doesn't it?
What? Yep.
Okay, then even if we did know something about it, we probably couldn't share it with them, huh? After all, we kicked his butt and got him locked
You
up.
okay, friend?
Information about people like that is usually super confidential, isn't it?
Okay, bub.
If you ask Paimon, Akaba should just pick a different topic. There must be as many essay topics as there are trees in the forest. There's no point in...
Oh. Dun, dun, dun. What's wrong?
Hey, did you see that? He literally just went by, over there. It looked like...
It looks like...
the balladeer! No, it can't have been. He got locked up. Oh, quick, let's catch up and see.
Okay. Dun 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 dun. Dun dun dun. Dun dun dun. Y'all got any chests? Hello, Radish Archon.
Traveler, Paimon, there you are. Nahida! Bad news. We just saw the balladeer strolling around in public. Did he escape or... Ah! It's him!
Sure enough, you're here.
Nahida's like, don't worry. I'll murder him if he does anything wrong. He's my child now, pat pat.
Hey! What are you doing in the sanctuary of Surasthana? Aren't you supposed to be locked up? I know you must have a lot of questions. Please, allow me to explain. It was my idea to set the balladeer free. We made a deal, and he's gonna do some investigation in Irminsul for me. A deal? Huh. You sure you trust this guy?
What did you expect? Why do you think Sumeru would keep me around otherwise? Or maybe killing me is all you can think about.
Oh.
But if that's the case, why haven't you done it already?
Don't flatter yourself. It was... Nahida said there's still some mysteries in you to figure out.
Wow.
Ah, so if it were up to you, you'd finish the job? Guess I had you all wrong. There I was thinking you were just getting cold feet.
Dot. A dot. A dot. So
That
edgy.
escalated quickly. Not a good start. Could I ask you all to please calm down? But Paimon's worried about you, Nahida. Don't let him trick you.
It's not every day you see people questioning the God of Wisdom's judgment. Just when you think you've seen it all.
Don't you dare try to drive a wedge between us! As long as the terms are reasonable, I don't think there's a problem in making a deal, even with the Balladeer.
Well, I, for one, have no reason to doubt you, considering you even struck a deal with the doctor.
Yes, one in which I gained valuable information. You'll come to understand more about that in the fullness of time.
Okay.
The Balladeer's power was all but completely spent after your battle. He's no longer strong enough to be a strategic threat to us. That puts him in quite a precarious position. Plus, he's a former Harbinger with knowledge of many of the Fatui's sensitive secrets. Being stuck here in Sumeru could make him a sitting duck, depending on how the Fatui plan to respond.
Wait a second. Farmer? You mean he's not a Harbinger anymore?
I take no pleasure in saying this, but it seems as if the doctor had no intention of welcoming back a loser, so...
Oh, you got tossed out like trash. Ooh. All right. Anyway, he tossed you in the bin like you were last night's dinner.
Sometimes it's you using them, other times it's them using you. Most human relationships are this way. Certainly all the stable ones are. That's how it was between me and the Fatui, and also between each of the Harbingers. So as long as you have some value to offer, nobody will ever abandon you. But after recent events, even I have to admit that I'm not worth quite what I used to be.
Yeah, that tends to happen when you get your face stomped in. What a sad day for you.
Well, if the Fatui are gonna reevaluate my utility, I need to have a backup plan for myself.
As we discussed, I don't like causing harm to living
Roast
beings,
Archon.
and you said you need protection. So, why not join forces with us?
I think these two have made their objection to that idea fairly clear, don't you?
Oh,
And they're your friends,
I forgot.
so I guess you'll be siding with them.
Yeah, obviously! Nahida, don't listen to him!
Then let's put that discussion to the side for now. We still have time. Today can be a trial run. Where we go from here will depend on how well we manage to cooperate today.
All right,
Okay.
then I'll do what we agreed.
Good. Go now, and keep in touch.
Okay, bye now.
Nahida, are you serious about this?
She's like, I can murder him.
Yes.
It's totally fine.
I have my reasons for this decision. In fact, I'm largely doing it for your benefit.
For me?
Yes. As I told you once before, there's information about your twin in Irminsul.
True.
Oh, yeah. Actually, that's the whole reason we came to see you today. So, you have an update on that?
She's like, as I was saying.
You may remember me mentioning that the Fatui had not included your twin's details in the Descender category. This is an extremely important point.
I do remember that.
It's possible that the Fatui have other information that even I don't know about. And since the Balladeer used to be one of them, he'll be better acquainted with this information than I am. He was granted the power to connect with Irminsul when he almost became the god of a new era. Even though he no longer has the Gnosis, some traces of its power remain in him. He can still connect. The amount of information in Irminsul is vast beyond description. Sifting through all of it without knowing what to look for would take too long, even for me. So I asked the Balladeer to search in Irminsul for any information about the Descenders. He's more familiar with this kind of information, and should be able to find it more quickly.
What if he lies?
Exactly! Or what if
Hey, Veronica.
Paimon just doesn't trust him? He's treated us as enemies every time we've run into him!
I understand. But sometimes, everything is dictated by which side you're on. How things will go
True.
in the future depends on what information he brings back. And Traveler, I know what your heart desires most of all. Our minds have connected several times before. There is a corner of your heart reserved for an intense longing. A feeling of being all alone in the dark, searching for the one candle whose light still burns. As Sumeru's deity, It is my responsibility to be on guard against the Balladeer. But as someone who counts you as a friend, I want to do something for you. If this deal with the Balladeer can give you the answers you've been longing to find, then it's worth it.
Nice. Yeah, I'm pretty far behind on quests, so this is the quest that I'm on.
It's my pleasure, really. You're Sumeru's hero. You've more than earned it.
Paimon's still worried about this idea. Is there anything we can do to help?
I was going to contact you about that, but then you suddenly showed up on your own accord. Seems like we have a telepathic connection. In fact, I was going to ask you to supervise the Balladeer on my behalf while he carries out the task I assigned. Even though he only has a fraction of his full power left, that's still a fraction of a former Harbinger. If you could accompany him, it would put my mind at ease. Of course, I'll be there to help guide you through Irminsul from the outside.
Yeah, it is gonna take your time. Okay, I am glad to help.
Great, thank you. Prepare yourselves. I'm going to transport you into
Prepare
Irminsul.
yourselves for transmission. You're being uploaded to the Matrix.
It looks pretty different here compared to last time.
Okay,
The
it
colors
looks
are genuine.
happier.
Guess that must be because Sumeru's at peace now.
They better not play that song. Every time I hear that song from when Nihida did the thing, it just...
Look at that. Hot on my heels. You know, you didn't have to cut your catch-up short just to keep me company.
Oh.
Oh, but I guess you panicked when you realized that
Oh.
I might enter Irminsul ahead of you.
I'm here to babysit you, you child.
Shut your beak, jailbird! No way a prisoner gets to be so smug!
I understand that prisoners have to put up with harassment from the guards. But right now, I'm on temporary release. So maybe you should think about backing off a little.
Sounds like a successful rendezvous. I need to be quite clear about something. In a few moments, you'll be entering into the innermost region of Irminsul. It is an environment like no other, and the most important place in all of Sumeru. Unlike anywhere else, Irminsul's inner region consists exclusively of torrents of information. You must put aside your differences and be extremely careful as you navigate your way through.
Okie
I
dokie.
know there are many grievances between you, on both sides, but it is essential that you remain calm after entry. This is as much for your own safety as anything else.
Understood.
Fine. Let's call it truce. But only until this mission's over.
Let's cut each other a little slack, shall we? We are going to be traveling together after all. Per my agreement with Lesser Lord Kusanali, I'll be at the front. It's my job to lead the way and get rid of any obstacles in our path. All you have to do is keep your pretty eyes open and try not to fall behind.
You sure are confident. Paimon will give you that. You make it sound like you're even more experienced at adventuring than us.
If there are no further objections, I suggest we get going. Or did you need some time to mentally prepare yourselves?
Ew! Ugh, the snark on this guy. It's unbearable.
Do your job.
We can start now.
Irminsul access granted. Initiating connection procedure.
Is this a small sapling? Oh, darn it! Come on, let's catch up with him.
Walks slowly. Paimon like, oh no, hurry. Run. He's meandering.
Wow. So this is the inside of Irminsul.
Wow.
Ooh. Paimon's never seen anything like this. And it feels like a sacred place.
Mm-hmm.
Irminsul is closely intertwined with the entirety of Tevat. Every bit of information flowing here means something. Pick your jaws up off the floor. It's time to go.
Why is it that Paimon just wants to do the opposite of everything he says?
Lesser Lord Kusanali, We will now proceed to the heart of Irminsul.
Can you still sense where the heart of Irminsul is?
Yes. Permission to begin searching for information there?
Permission granted. Go ahead.
Let's go. Stay close. Don't go running off.
Hey, so say we did go running off in here. What would happen? What are you smirking at?
I was just imagining the look on your travel companion's face if you went and got lost. Anything's possible in here. You can't rule anything out. So if you want to stay safe, your best option is to stick close to me.
Interesting.
These sapling things have spread out.
We're in the internet.
Those are all packets of information from inside Irminsul. Be careful not to touch them.
Okay, so just don't touch. Watch out. You're gonna touch it. Don't touch it. Okay.
It looks the same in every direction.
Yes, indeed. Spoopy space.
No wonder he mentioned about getting lost. Huh. What do you know? He was actually telling the truth. Is he mocking me again? What is it this time?
There's a time and a place to lie, but this definitely isn't it. So why don't you relax your guard a little?
Oh.
We're here.
What a huge tree!
Lesser Lord Kusanali,
Good, you made it. Are you ready?
ready when you are.
Then please begin. Preparing to access cognitive currents. Establishing waypoint.
The Balladier's actually doing what Nahida tells him. Guess he must want to stay alive.
The rest is up to you. If you discover anything at all, make sure to share it with us.
Will do.
Huh. For once, we're the ones with nothing to do.
Traveler, Paimon, would you like to talk? Yes, I've also invited Paimon to join.
I'm on invited to the group chat.
Talk to each other inside our heads?
That's part of it. Plus, we're all friends. There's nothing wrong with us talking like this once in a while.
Paimon's never tried this before. This is great! So, Paimon's been wanting to ask you something. Don't you think the Balladier's a bit of a walking contradiction? He's always talking back, but he seems to listen to what you say.
As I've told you before, there are still some mysteries for him to resolve. Things that are clear as day to me, but that he has yet to understand. Perhaps today will be the day that he finds some answers. Well done.
Arm waving.
Smart and attentive as always.
I caught a glimpse of a few things when I ran into the Hypatia. You relate what you saw in his mind.
So, you made contact with that part of his mind. Well, it's true. Betrayal turned the Balladeer into the person he is today.
Huh. Paimon thought nothing could get under that guy's skin. Turns out, he can get hurt and angry just like anyone else.
Everyone has a history, Paimon. Even if you're a puppet created by the Electro Archon.
Speaking of puppets, We ran into two people at the academia today talking about an essay. Turns out their topic was about the Tatarasuna incident. Nahida, do you know anything about that?
If you mean the mysterious events, the kabuki mono, and so on, yes. I know about all of that.
She did her homework.
Because from what
She did
they
her
were
research.
saying, it sounded like lots of Tatarasuna's history is still unexplained. And most of the information we have now is just from people filling the gaps with their imagination. At least that's what they thought.
Oh? How interesting. Those two managed to deduce quite a lot through guesswork alone.
So the Gese got it right?
I guess, eh?
Well, they guessed right about one thing. Tatarasuna was sabotaged.
Must be a riveting conversation you three are having. Funny how all the good ones happen when I'm not involved.
What makes you think we're talking to each other?
Don't insult me. You're having a private conversation without me. Obviously, I must be the topic of said conversation.
We have every right to keep certain things confidential.
Of course you do. You can't have your prisoner knowing too much.
So, have you found anything yet?
Still looking. Don't get your hopes up, though. You and your twin come from outside this world. It wouldn't surprise me if there was nothing on either of you in Irminsul at all.
Wait, how did you know about that? Did Nahida tell you?
It's not like we've never met before. And anyway, you're world famous. It'd be more surprising if I didn't know a few things about you. Right now, we have to keep the peace. I'm not interested in creating more misery for myself. And making cordial conversation is something I can manage. Huh? Wait.
Nani?
This light. It looks similar to those saplings. What could it be?
Anonymous data.
Hey, don't you forget the agreement. You have to share it with us.
Relax. Come on.
Shh. Just wait.
Mr. Niwa, are you certain this is worth the risk? We are talking about Tatarasuna's furnace, after all. It may not pay to act rashly.
There's no one else who can enter the furnace. It has to be me.
Okay.
Is that so? Well, since you insist.
It's...
Oh. Oh. Memories.
I have been in Tatarasuna for some time now. You have shown me great hospitality, as has Mikoshi Nagamasa, and indeed, everyone else. Under your leadership, Tatarasuna is a warm, welcoming place, like a giant village. People are gainfully employed, their lives have purpose, they are motivated. As I understand, the Raiden Shogun has, in recent years, eliminated much of the evil that plagued Inazuma. As for Tatarasuna, it was originally established as a means of safely disposing crystal marrow.
Honestly, I procrastinated on this too, but I didn't expect that you weren't finished. Oh, yeah, no, I haven't done quests in a long time. I just have been kind of chilling on it. But I have a ton to do now, so, you know.
The
Tons
forging
of
industry with
content
crystal marrow
saved
as a raw
up.
material has since flourished, giving rise to generations of swordsmiths. Some world-renowned, others unknown, all passing on their legacy. Skills, blood, dreams. Every smith brought into this trade looks to find their purpose between steel and blade. That is why you accepted the proposal brought to you by myself and Akame.
Yes, well, were it not for you coming to Inazuma and happening to make Akame's acquaintance, the two of you never would have joined forces. And he would be the first to admit that there's no way he could have revolutionized our forging process like this on his own. At least not on the same timescale. You allowed Akame to take all the credit for a method that you jointly developed. He sold it to me, and now every piece of ore here is smelted using the new technique. Even now, you remain one of Tatara Suna's key consultants, working right here alongside us. I believe it is you, sir, who are truly responsible for the changes in our manufacturing and forging methods.
You flatter me. From the outset, I saw much that was commendable in the forging industry of Inazuma, and it has been my great honor to befriend you all.
So you say, Escher. But is this really the truth?
My good sir, what do you mean?
I tried to resist thinking it was all connected, because I didn't want to speculate. And I didn't want to believe that things could turn out
Good
this way.
sir, what
have
could
we
you
gained from
possibly
adopting your new technology?
mean?
Ominous black smoke, mounting production problems. Worker fatigue and casualties are up and continuing to rise at an alarming rate. And recently, as you well know, someone died because of that strange filth inside the furnace. We've kept the truth from spreading outside, but still, I suspect you understand it better than I do.
That guy from
None of the
Fontaine.
people who went out to get help have come back.
Can't tell.
Now, our mutual friend, the Kabuki Mono, is taking the Golden Feather to Narukami Island to seek an audience with Shogun. This is our last hope. But that doesn't faze you, does it, Escher?
Escher.
Nothing does. Otherwise, why would you still be standing there with that smile on your face?
I'm just surprised that you finally chose to be so sincere. I'm sure you've been harboring these suspicions for quite some time.
Got a knife. He's gonna stab you. Careful. Don't get close.
Mikoshi
No.
Nagamasa may have noticed that there was one
Back
common
up.
denominator
Back
among
up.
all these events.
Back up.
Namely you, Escher. But Mr. Mikoshi is more cautious than I. He does things by the book.
After all, Nagamasa is the adopted son of Mikoshi Torichio, the yokai struck down by the Shogun's own hand. If he truly seeks to redeem his family's honor, an abundance of caution is well advised.
You're well informed on the subtleties of his situation for a mechanic all the way from Fontaine.
Yeah, he is from Fontaine.
Are you sure you're not a little overqualified?
He's got a knife.
Why, Mr. Niwa, are you suggesting I find a job as a diplomat? Sadly, I am so very attached to my craft.
Enough, Escher. I'm here because an evil force is raging inside the furnace. And someone needs to take your new device inside the high-risk zone so we can absorb it and put an end to the problem. I'm in charge here. And I'm about to take some responsibility and head inside. Probably to my death. But what about you? What are you still doing here?
Judging from the look in your eyes, you don't seem to trust me.
He's just staring
Drop
at
the
him
act.
so
We're
intensely.
past that now. Whoever you are, it looks like your plan to destroy Tatara Suna has worked. I just want to know what you're still doing here. What's left?
Stab.
Don't you have all your answers by now?
Stab.
Honestly, I'm just waiting for the right moment.
Just stab. Poor
A
Niwa.
moment like this, where you finish talking and I stop you from entering the furnace.
You...
You're a little smarter than I initially gave you credit for. I thought I'd disguised myself exceptionally well, at least for the first few days. But to my surprise, you had your people look into my background right from the start. It's a long journey from Inazuma to Fontaine, but that didn't stop them. Eventually, they managed to confirm that Escher was an alias, and that I was not from Fontaine at all.
Dun dun dun. So Veronica says, seems people kind of realize after playing Star Rail that Paimon's role has kind of become a problem in the story. No, I mean, people have always disliked Paimon. People have always I think part of the reason why she's so tongue-in-cheek and why we make fun of her all the time and why in the game they make fun of her all the time is because it's been a long-standing thing in video games. Like if you play Zelda, you have Navi, who's literally just like, hey, listen, like annoying fairy companions are a mainstay in a ton of quests, in a ton of games. And yeah, so anyway, she like I fully expect at some point that like Paimon will betray us, or she'll be like a sleeper agent for the sustainer of heavenly principles or something like that. And you know, we'll probably spend time apart from her and stuff like that. And yeah, but I don't think they're gonna do it. I don't think they're gonna change anything. I don't think that they're gonna just like suddenly change Genshin. Like Star Rail is different from Genshin on purpose. The inclusion or not in, like not having Paimon or a version of Paimon in Star Rail is just a way of appealing to a different audience. Really. But yeah, I mean, I think like, okay, let's be real. We're still learning a lot about Teyvat. A lot of our quest so far in the main story of Genshin has been just figuring out what the heck is going on. And I think as we go on, our character, the Traveler, will develop more identity, will develop more motivation, because our sole motivation right now is sibling. Find sibling, figure out how to sibling, right? That is like literally it. That is not a deep motivation. You can see the sprinklings of a deeper motivation as we go looking for our sibling. We are also learning about Teyvat, and we're learning to care about the world. We're caring about these different regions. We care about different people. So as we go on, we're building this motivation to want to protect and defend and help Teyvat. And so I think as the time moves on, eventually we will find out about our sibling. We'll find out that they're working with the Abyss to fight against Celestia, and we'll realize that the Fatui are not directly working with the Abyss, but instead are trying to also fight Celestia in a different way. And we will emerge with a common goal to fight Celestia and to free Teyvat from their shackles. And we will still be probably fighting against the Abyss and our sibling in a way. Like they're probably basically just a dark version of what we're trying to do. Like we're gonna want to save them from Celestia, and our sibling's trying to do that as well, but our sibling is doing it with darker means. So yeah, I know, and I still love her though. But yeah, I think they're gonna do something to Paimon and Fontaine. I mean, yeah, no, it's been long speculated that I mean, like, she has so many design things. Like, if Paimon is not a sleeper agent, I will be shocked. If there's no grand betrayal with Paimon, then that would be more surprising than anything else, because yeah, it just fits too much with the story. And I don't think she'll permanently go away. I'm not saying that Paimon will betray us. Like, it'll be like we'll have an Archon quest where Paimon betrays us, and then at the end of that quest, she's not in your Paimon menu. Like, you don't see Paimon again until they release the next quest. So it'll probably be like in Fontaine, something will happen to Paimon, she'll get stolen from us or something like that, and then yeah, you know, like something will happen, and then maybe in a couple Archon quests we'll get her back. And you know, I have a feeling people will be like, I actually kind of missed her. Paimon also helps explain things that we think are obvious that may not be obvious to younger players. Yeah, like, so for instance, you have that conversation. There's a couple things Paimon does. First of all, Paimon creates dialogue. So in Star Rail, you do speak for yourself. The Trailblazer does pick their own dialogue options, but they're not voiced. So you're having sort of a one-sided conversation. Even though you're having a natural conversation, it's still just one voice. I think what they wanted to do with Paimon is when someone talks, Paimon reacts, someone talks, Paimon reacts, and then occasionally you throw in some stuff too, but it creates more of a movie feeling where you're watching people talk more. And I think that that's conducive more to a younger audience, as well as Paimon being like, we get done talking to those people with the book and the researchers and stuff, and then Paimon's like, don't we actually know more than them about the balladeer? Oh my. And like, if you don't care, you can just skip through that really fast. But if you're young, you may not realize, like if you're pretty young, you may not realize the sort of the hidden little things going on that are pretty obvious to adults. Haley, thank you so much for gifting 10 beautiful memberships. 10 beautiful memberships. Look at that. Look at him. Look at him go. Look at him go. Cryocar, Say Crawford, Prime Numbers, Dante, Count Saki, Sky, Saki, Marcus, KMI, Mice DM. Congrats. You are all Pog champions. You are wonderful. And Haley is the most wonderful of all. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes, let's continue.
And yet, despite all of that, you still fail to realize my true identity. And what I seek in Tatarasuna.
Did you really think you would be able to see through my plan?
If you kill me,
I hope your headache gets better.
there's no one who can get inside the furnace. So you're really going to destroy this place? Is that it?
Oh, but you're quite wrong. There is one other person. Some may not see him as a person, but you told him yourself. You're not a puppet. You're a human. You're just missing a heart.
Whoever you're working for won't get away with this. They'll be found out. But this makes no sense. What are you really trying to accomplish by all this? Why go to all this trouble?
Well, you see, I'm
It's
evil.
no trouble at all. Patience is a virtue which
It's
I
no
have in
trouble at
abundance.
all.
This is all part of a carefully controlled experiment. If you must know, I'm happy to divulge my true identity. I'm a Fatui Harbinger. Call me the Doctor.
Never would have seen that coming.
Who?
The
What do you
voice,
want?
I just realized it's his
Just
voice.
to create a minor inconvenience
feel dumb.
for your nation.
Rude. He's curious.
That's it.
He was just
That's
curious.
why you gave us your cursed technology? Just to let loose the evil energy from the crystal marrow?
Look how even the righteous soul is filled with venom when faced with its demise. My device functions precisely as you say. It is the only chance you have of preventing a catastrophe and keeping the truth from the outside world. However, I did not make it with you in mind. It is easier for a person to be possessed by evil spirits when they are filled with hate. So give in to your fury. I want to see what happens when a malevolent heart is placed into an unsuspecting puppet. Make no mistake, even without you, that pure, innocent puppet would only end up being used by someone else instead. What other reason would a human have for befriending one who is not of our kind?
Man, that's pretty messed up.
If you give him my heart, tell him that both Nagamasa and I see him as one of us. He has nothing to prove to anyone. Because not everyone just wants to use other people. The only ones who think like that are people like you.
What a beautiful way to see the world. It almost makes me feel a little guilty. Then out of respect for you, I shall redefine myself. Think of me as a monster or a demon, if you wish. At least this way your death is not a consequence of your own folly turning you into an easy target. You simply lost to something more powerful than you could ever hope to defeat. I say, Mr. Niwa, let's see what happens. Will your puppet friend become a human? No, that will prove quite impossible. Mr. Niwa, already dead. What a pity. Jester, I have completed the task you gave me, creating a gap and infiltrating Inazuma's inner workings. What fun it was. I'd like to introduce a puppet to you. If he proves useful, let's make him our newest comrade. And if not, let's turn him to dust.
Hey, are you alright?
Dottore? Dottore! Good. Good.
Was that the doctor? Did he turn into a mechanic from Fontaine?
He was the one behind the incident.
But why did we see things from his perspective?
When I touched the doctor to confirm whether he'd eliminated all his segments, I read this memory in his mind. You have to admit, it must be the truth.
Maybe so, but it means nothing.
Does it? But this memory shows that Niwa didn't betray you. He never meant for you to be the one to take the device into the furnace. You know very well what that means. Even more so than I.
Man.
Let's give him some space. He looks really mad. Paimon doesn't want to be anywhere near him right now.
Okay, let's just wander over here in this abyssal landscape and hope that we don't
To give him some
die.
time to process his emotions.
Yes. Yes, yes indeed.
I'm still confused
That was a
about
lot.
the Tatarasuna incident. So, the doctor was behind it, but why has that gotten him so worked up?
Because of murder, Paimon.
Nobody has ever deceived you like that, Paimon.
Because of murder.
It's natural that you find it difficult to understand. Perhaps he needed to learn this someday. So now you have the complete picture. Katsuragi took the Kabuki
Ew.
Mono to live with the people of Tatarasuna.
Freaking
Later, the doctor showed
mosquito.
up disguised as
Get
a
out
mechanic
of
from
my cup.
Fontaine. And that's when the trouble began.
Get out of my
It
cup.
was all a horrific experiment planned by the doctor.
I'm gonna have to get a new
Everything
tea.
he did was just to plant seeds of disaster in Inazuma that would bear fruit in the future. Of all the unwitting participants in the doctor's experiment, the balladeer became the main test subject. After the events you just saw in that memory, the doctor put Niwa's heart into the device and handed it to the balladeer. Then, he instructed him to enter the furnace and absorb all the filth caused by the smelting process. The load was far beyond what he expected, but the balladeer survived. He left the furnace in sheer exhaustion and said to the mechanic, "This device seems to have protected me. What's in it?" The mechanic answered, "Niwa fled this place for fear of punishment, but he left you a gift. He said it's the one thing that you've been looking for." He took it straight from the chest of one of his innocent servants. The mechanic removed the withered heart from the device as he spoke. The balladeer was stunned that such unthinkable cruelty had brought him the thing he'd been longing for his entire life. A heart acquired through cold-blooded murder is a cursed thing, but it has protected him from the filth. He thought Niwa had completely betrayed him, and yet this very betrayal had ensured his survival. Overwhelmed with anger and sorrow, the balladeer threw the heart to the ground and left Tatarasuna without looking back.
Holy moly. So the doctor killed an innocent man and pinned everything on the victim? That's terrible.
Yes. Only if he understands this can he choose a new path forward.
He got had.
Dotori, you brazen-faced... Niwa didn't run from justice. You killed him.
Yep. Yep. That's seems to be what happened. Oh. Okay. Oh, a while later. Why did it?
Shall we see how he's doing? Hey, you alright?
Here, we are going to pause real quick. I want to take a very brief break because I gotta pour out this tea and get new tea. Well, get a new cup because there was a mosquito clinging onto the sides of it. That is unacceptable. Okay, so I will return momentarily. You guys can hang out with Paimon and Lumine and Scaramouche's shoulder. IR returned. It's also getting cold. I'm gonna shut
Scary
this.
expression.
Are you worried about me? If we didn't have such a history, I'd almost think that qualifies me to be your friend.
Had to shut the door. It was getting a tidbit chilly. We just want to make sure it doesn't affect
It
our
won't.
plan.
I'll keep my end of the deal.
Yeah.
Hey, are you investigating the stuff we want to know about?
That's why we're here. But unfortunately, there's no information about the Descenders in Irminsul.
Even if you can't find anything, that seems to confirm it. Irminsul does not keep records on the Descenders. Anyone who comes from beyond this world is not counted as part of Tevat.
Oh, does that mean we have to leave empty-handed?
Thank you.
Don't thank me just yet. You look really upset. Well, since Irminsul was a dead end, I guess I can share some other info that might interest you.
Huh? About what?
The reason why there are records about your brother in Irminsul. It might have something to do with Conria. Apparently, Conria was his first destination when he arrived in this world. Plus, he only came to this world because the heavens responded to the summoning.
The heavens responded?
The Jester told me this himself. You can take his word on this. He was a royal mage in Conria, and lived with your brother for a time.
Why?
I don't know the details. It's up to you whether you want to believe me. All I can say is, I wouldn't lie to you about this. Did you get all that, Lesser Lord Kusanali?
Okay, so...
Yes. Astonishing news.
Okay, so it seems like the Fatui... like the Jester was a part of the Conria. Okay, the Jester was a part of Conria. And then the Conrians kind of turned to the Abyss as their method of revenge. And it seems that maybe the Jester realized a different way. Like a third path.
Does this info count towards my mission? It wasn't from Irminsul, but was it valuable?
Very valuable.
Good. In that case, I'll take some time for myself now.
Huh? What have you done?
Lesser Lord Kusanali was right. My power's all but completely spent. Even if I use all of the divine power left in me, I can't sustain this shield for very long. I shared a secret with you, and now you owe me. So in return, I'd like you to answer a question for me.
Okay.
Give me your hand. Can you hear my voice inside your head? No, I can't do anything like that anymore.
Paimon is frowning.
At most, all I can do is exchange a few words with you. So tell me, in this world, is it possible to change the past? Done.
Huh? What the? What happened? Paimon only saw you hold hands for a second.
Nothing. I was just thanking her for helping me. So long.
Oh.
I suggest you get yourselves out of here quickly.
Where are you going? Hey, wait up! Didn't you say not to go running off?
Fast reaction time. But I don't think we'll be seeing each other again. From this day forth, the names Balladeer and Kabuki Mono will cease to exist.
Is he gonna erase himself from Irminsul?
Those who died in Tatarasuna because of me deserve another chance at life.
Oh, he's gonna try to sacrifice himself.
Balladeer, don't do anything stupid!
You know, I never did like insects. Hordes of the puny things swarming together can be a real nuisance. And I enjoy nothing more than to stamp them out like the pests they are. But if a colony of harmless ants isn't threatening anyone, I guess they deserve to be left alone. Luckily, everything can be set right. It's time to solve this once and for all.
Balladeer! he disappeared. Come on, we gotta find him somehow. Oh no, he's really gone.
Oh.
Oh, can you hear me?
Nahida!
Traveler, Paimon, Balladeer, what happened just now? I was suddenly cut off by some kind of power.
It was the Balladeer's fault. He shut you out.
I didn't think he'd be capable of something like that with so little power left. Did he keep some of his power hidden when he was defeated? Or did he achieve something beyond his abilities, and it took everything he had?
Where the heck did he go? Ugh, it's all our fault. We were supposed to keep an eye on him. Sorry, Nahida.
Don't be. It's not your fault. Please, let me handle this from here, even though I'm not sure I can solve it. We're running out of time. Follow my lead and get out of Irminsul as soon as possible.
If you're enjoying the stream, please drop a like on it. That would be super great.
We're out! And we're at, an inn or something?
This is an emergency. I'll have to ask you to stay here for now. Everything's arranged, and nobody will disturb you.
No, I want to help.
I'm sorry, but this isn't something I need your help with. Leave this one to me.
An emergency? How bad is it? Nahida, will you be okay?
Don't worry. If my assessment is correct, though there may be some minor disturbances, it won't lead to a disaster. Please rest and recover your strength here until I say it's safe.
Her voice has gone. Paimon can't shake the feeling that something really big has happened. What do you think the Balladeer meant? And why did he suddenly grab onto you before?
Well, he had some regretty spaghetti, and he wanted to change the past.
He wants to change the past? But surely that's impossible!
It's not easy, that's for sure.
Right! You can't just rewrite history. All that stuff happened already in real life!
Mm-hmm.
It's like, imagine Paimon drank all the water in this inn. Even if no one was there to see it, Paimon would sure as heck remember drinking it.
Mm-hmm.
So, why does Paimon still have a bad feeling about this? Paimon can't help but feel scared about what he might do. Oh, Paimon's so confused.
Maybe he wants to erase himself from history. Paimon.
Sorry, Paimon accidentally... It's the Balladeer's fault for causing Paimon all this mental stress.
She is so stressed.
Erasing yourself from history? It's unthinkable. Is that really possible in Irminsul?
I'm just guessing here, but I think so.
Uh-oh. Paimon's head is overheating from trying to understand what he's up to. And it's still not working. Ugh. Paimon's had it with that little brat. He's been nothing but trouble ever since we met him. There's no way he'll actually succeed, right? Otherwise, won't everyone who's connected to him be affected too?
If he does erase himself, many people will be affected. I can't imagine what the situation would look like. Worst case, it'll affect everyone with a connection to the Gokuden. Will this mean that they'll...
There's nothing we can do about it at this point. Hey, have you got any ideas on what we should do next?
Nope.
Seems like now there's nothing left for us to do but to go to sleep. But Paimon's still so worried. So, how about, we list all our favorite foods to take our mind off things? doesn't work, Paimon's probably gonna collapse of anxiety here.
Poor Paimon.
Alright, Paimon will start. First dish. Munstack grilled fish. Oh, and chicken mushroom skewers. Tea break pancakes. Cream stew. Sauteed matsutake. And Dragon chili chicken. Almond tofu. Satisfying salad. Oh, also Adeptus Temptation. Golden shrimp balls. Triple layered consomme. Lotus seed and bird egg soup. And...
Okay. What is wrong?
What was Paimon supposed to be doing just now?
One of the boys made a stinky.
Paimon was, talking? Huh. Paimon suddenly can't remember what she was talking about. What was it again?
You were worried about the balladeer, and you started listing foods.
The balladeer?
Who's that again?
Is that a food too? Huh. Weird name, though.
Stop erasing people. Nani. That must mean he actually did it. How did he have that ability?
What's wrong? Your eyes are like saucers. Was it something Paimon said?
Nope.
So, the balladeer. Is that someone's name? 'Cause it sounds like a nickname or something.
Oh boy.
Okay, sure. Where are we going?
I want to go back to Inazuma.
Fine by Paimon, but is everything okay?
Oh my god, it smells so
You're
bad.
acting like this is an emergency.
Let's get over there first. Oh. I'm guessing that I still have to complete. Yeah.
We've made it to Amanoma Smithy.
Ah, it's been a while.
Pardon me.
Of course. Go ahead.
About the Gokuden.
Oh. Now there's a question I wasn't expecting. Very well. I'll tell you what I know once more. The once renowned Raiden Gokuden, comprised of 5 branches. Amenoma, Futsu, Ishin, Hyakume, and Senju. The art of forging practiced by these 5 clans was first taught to them personally by the almighty Shogun. Over time, the 5 branches diverged from one another as generations of bladesmiths honed and perfected their craft until they became 5 distinct traditions.
Stinky cat poop.
Most of the great swordsmith clans of old have since fallen into decline, and for a long time, only the Amenoma branch kept its art alive. But fortunately, Kaede Harakazuha recently returned to Inazuma and took up the mantle of the Ishin art. Now, 2 clans remain of the original Gokuden 5. If my memory serves me right, you yourself were present when he forged the Ishin blade.
Oh,
Interesting.
Yeah, we were. Paimon remembers that now. We learned a bit about the decline of the Raiden Gokuden then too. It seems like such a shame.
Right. That's kind of interesting that they included that.
That, my friends, is a tragic tale indeed. In fact, this was not made known to me for most of my life. All these years, I knew of those great clans' demise, but never the cause. Only recently, when the question was on my mind, did I ask Kaedehara Kazuha about this. He told me that, as we are both heirs to a branch of the Raiden Gokunin, it was right that I should know the truth. There is no harm in telling you, but I must warn you. It is a dark and sorrowful tale.
Cat poop
The
smell.
Raiden Gokunin were the targets of a murderous rampage by a vengeful bladesmith.
Vengeful? Why?
400 years ago, so I'm told, there was a catastrophic malfunction in Tatara Suna's furnace. One brave swordsmith heard the commotion and chose not to flee, but he rushed to the scene, hoping to prevent a disaster. Tatara Suna was home to a state-of-the-art forging and smelting operation in that day, and overseeing it was the armory officer. His surname was Niwa, though he had family ties to the Kaedehara clan. Knowing that they had just one chance to save countless lives, Mr. Niwa and the swordsmith leaped together into the furnace. The furnace quickly stabilized, but neither of them made it out. The smith's death, though heroic, dealt a devastating blow to his family's fortunes. His orphan son was left to fend for himself, and grew up deeply resentful at the world. In his heart, the whole of Inazuma was culpable in his tragedy. He hated the almighty Shogun for her apparent indifference towards his father's death, and he hated everyone who had done nothing to try and save him. Powerless and destitute, the only legacy he had to pass on to his children was his hatred. Generation after generation bore this grudge, living in utter misery. Alas, if only the story could have ended there. But 100 years ago, the then head of this family reached the end of his wits. He could bear their fate no longer, and yet he could do nothing to change it. Finally, he made a drastic decision to take revenge on the Raiden Gokunin. In doing so, he sought to vent his pent up anger and shake the very foundations of Inazuma's forging industry. In his fury, he murdered indiscriminately, killing even bladesmiths from the Hyakume clan which he belonged to. His goal was absolute, the devastation of all of the Raiden Gokunin. But when he came to the Kaedehara and Kamisato clans, his killing spree came to an abrupt end. He failed to catch them unawares. They fought back fiercely, and they did not spare his life. That is why the Kaedehara clan and their Ishin art survived that day. I suppose they were the lucky ones, under the dire circumstances.
Someone else attacked the swordsmiths. Looks like the balladeer did do something, but Niwa still died.
Was there anything else you wanted to ask?
Have you seen Kazuha?
Kazuha? Why, yes. Just yesterday, in fact. We spoke for a while over some tea. He seemed well.
He still exists. Oh, thank God.
My pleasure.
Don't tell Paimon. There are other places you want to visit too, right? Your expression says it all. You can't hide anything from Paimon. On to the next stop. Lead the way, traveler. Paimon will be right behind you.
Okay. I may have to pause real quick and go do this cat box thing. I was gonna just clean the cat box after stream, but it is consistently stinky. Very stinky. Very stinky cat butt. Oh shoot. I didn't mean to do it.
Here.
Okay, well,
This is the Yashiro Commission's headquarters, so...
yeah, so I will return as soon as I scoop this cat poop. Okay, I am back.
Traveler, it's been a while. If you're looking for the Commissioner and Miss Kamisato, I'm afraid your timing is unfortunate. They're not here right now.
Are they out on business?
The Commissioner is out on business, and Miss Kamisato is standing in for some meetings in the Commissioner's place. If it's urgent, you're welcome to wait inside until they get back.
What do you think? Shall we go in?
Sure. Oh, can we take a walk?
If it were anyone else, I couldn't allow it. But seeing as you're so close with the Commissioner and Miss Kamisato, I think it should be okay.
We'll be heading in then. Thanks!
So if the history changes, does that mean all the chests reset too?
Hello, dears. Is there something you want to say?
Can I ask you a couple questions?
Of course, traveler. Yes, what would you like to know?
How are they?
Oh, they're both very well indeed. Lately, Miss Kamisato has been rather busy attending all kinds of meetings and occasionally paying visits to some local organizations on the Commissioner's behalf. As for the Commissioner himself, well, you know, busy as ever. That much hasn't changed. Although, he does seem to be in a rather good mood these days.
So pretty much business as usual on the Yashiro Commission, huh?
Very much so.
Okay. No changes. Kind of seems like pretty much the only thing that changed was
Well?
Yeah.
Got any more questions?
That's all.
You're very welcome. In fact, I would love Miss Kamisato talks about you all the time. I must say, many things in Inazuma seem to have taken a turn for the better since you arrived here. So you're not just Miss Kamisato's knight in shining armor, you know. You're a hero to us all.
I'm flattered.
I mean it. Whenever the Commissioner dines at home, Toma always joins him. I always find myself at my most relaxed when I'm serving the two of them and listening to them chat away.
Okey-doke.
The Commissioner has such a busy schedule that he doesn't always have the chance to take his meals at home. But given the opportunity, he always prefers to dine here. They say it's because Toma's a much better chef than most. Oh, the Commissioner is so fond of home comforts.
Same.
They get to talking about you sometimes too, you know. Always with a very fond tone. The way one would talk about dear old friends around whom one can truly be themselves.
Yes, indeed.
Miss Kamisato occasionally joins them as well.
Oh, right.
Whenever the whole family gets together and they start talking about people they've met and experiences they've had, you always get a mention.
Okay.
It's been many years now since the late Mr. and Mrs. Kamisato passed away. Much has happened in the Kamisato clan in that time. As someone who is old and gray enough to have watched their son and daughter grow up, it makes me so happy to see them meet a dependable friend whose company they enjoy so much. So, in the future, if you ever do have the time, please know you are always very welcome at the Yashiro Commission headquarters. There will always be at least one old lady who would be delighted to have the pleasure of your company.
Okay.
delightful. Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Paimon likes it here too. Also, you were saying something about the food here being really great.
Wow. Good job,
Paimon's
Paimon.
itching to try it. We may just have to invite ourselves around for dinner sometime. Paimon meant we should come pay a visit again real soon. Ideally around dinner time.
Mm-hmm.
Of course. You're always welcome.
Alright, goodbye for now. Where are we going next?
Tatarasuna.
Great! Goodbye, ma'am. Don't worry, we'll see ourselves out.
All
Okay, bye.
right then.
Okay, yep, bye-bye.
Oh, are you two leaving already?
Yep, sure are.
Yep,
Very well.
Okay. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. Yep. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep.
well, here we are. But what are we looking for?
Do my eyes deceive me, or is that the Traveler and Paimon?
It's not us.
What are you doing here?
Javier?
I was in the general area.
I thought it was.
and now I'm in this specific area. There, that's me.
Wow.
So what about you two?
We have some questions and thought you might be able to help.
Okay. Do you know much about Tatarasuna?
Certainly do. I've researched the furnace here in some depth. If there's anything you want to know, just ask away.
How well do you understand the history?
Like the back of my hand. Make no mistake, I have been here a good many times before. Not only that, but I've met people in Inazuma whose families used to live in Tatarasuna years ago. They said it's all true, the history here.
Go on.
Oh, well, it's a long story, don't you know? The tale of Tatarasuna starts a long time ago. I'm told that its history is one of the most foremost forging and smelting operations in the nation, goes back around 1,000 years. Still, the furnace has had a couple of serious maintenance issues along the way.
A couple? When exactly?
One was just in the last few years, the other was several hundred years ago. A fun fact, I'm not the first Fontaine tech guy to come and work on it either. There was a guy back then too. They say he was a mechanic who consulted on a technology upgrade. It seems like the technological collaboration between our two nations goes back a long way. How about that?
Right.
Hey, weren't you gonna ask Xavier something about Tatarasuna? Come on, ask.
Oh, I didn't realize you two were here for a history lesson.
Me neither. Paimon doesn't know what's gotten into this one today. Feels like we've been preparing for a history exam or something.
What brought this on? Did you just wake up today with a sudden burning desire for historical knowledge?
Yes. Yes, indeed.
Sure, go ahead.
Have you ever heard of a kabukimono?
A kabukimono? No, I can't say that I have. I do know the word, Inazuman for those eccentric types who always go around dressed to the nines. Just the sort of person that I'd like to meet, actually. But sadly, I've never had the pleasure, nor have I come across anything to do with a kabukimono where Tatarasuna is concerned.
Okay, thank you.
Of course! Don't mention it.
Oh, we're leaving? Okay, bye, Xavier.
So he wasn't really able to...
You're most welcome. More than happy to help.
He wasn't really able to change
Farewell.
anything. I mean, he sort of changed a little bit, but it pretty much just changed his involvement with it.
Looks like you got all the information you're looking for.
Time to go back.
Sure, but what's up with you today? Whatever it is, it seems like it's really troubling you. Keep your smile, Spinal Crocodile. No matter what happens, Paimon will always be there for you.
Until she betrays us. Thank you, Paimon.
Hey, don't mention it. Alright, let's head off and go meet Nahida.
Okay. Okay, it seems like this is the end of the quest.
Hey, it's them!
Akaba, Sawada, you're still here?
Still thinking about the essay?
Indeed we are. If you have a moment, we'd love for you to join us once more.
We have time. What do you want to talk to us about?
It's the same topic we discussed last time. Obviously.
Obviously.
Still looking for more info about Tatara Suna, huh? Should we join them?
Let's hear what they have to say.
Unfortunately, we haven't made any real progress.
Can I read it again?
Huh? Oh, of course.
All right. 2 incidents have occurred. Teacher spans the work of a mentor Rumi. Blah blah. You know, using these arts they inherited for some strange rumors. It's central pillar. Eccentric mechanic. Okay, so it seems like the eccentric mechanic replaced the kabuki mono in the Inspector flew into a rage. Blah, died. Okay. Right. Yeah, divided the arsenal key. 7 notes mentioned prior, scattered across among the 7 notes. 6 of them get physical integrity. A great many of these rumors revolved around the yokai who are so very characteristic. A very small portion mentioned the word outsider. It should be known that the appearance of such a character who is suspected to be based on a real person is a very curious case. This fact drew the attention of the researchers to delve further, and eventually the following piece of information came to light. A foreign mechanic once visited Tartarasuna. Reportedly, the reason for this immigration was to exchange knowledge and forge ties. However, the mechanic seemed to behave suspiciously. If someone tried to turn him away, they would earn incomprehensible mumbles. The mechanic often stared into the furnace, seemingly to check upon its condition. Unsettlingly, he also spent a substantial amount of time watching the residents. Judging from the era, it was not uncommon to see cross-cultural exchanges after traveling for an experience. Yet calamity came not long after, which hints at the potential for causation. However, some current residents believe that these assumptions merely are the results of the forebears. Yeah.
I presume you'll want to read mine as well. Here.
I'm not going to read the whole thing. Okay. The content has changed. The balladeer said he'd erase 2 of his names. If he succeeded, it must have taken all of his might, but
Well,
still.
what do you think?
A masterpiece.
Hey, Traveler. Remember how last time Akaba was saying how he wished he could gather more information about all this? Well, we just got back from Inazuma.
What did you find out?
It's a long story. Basically, we have some friends in Inazuma, and...
Wow, so many new details. Thank you so much for sharing that with us.
Well, well. So it all comes down to one man's desire for revenge. Huh. You heard this from a member of the Amanoma clan, you say? Then I guess it must be true. Ugh. So there's no ghost story here after all.
This new information actually lends further credence to my hypothesis. Evidently, swordsmiths were seen as having an incredibly prestigious role in society those days, to the extent that harming them was conceived of, at least by the perpetrator, as a way of exacting revenge against those in power.
Yes, okay, point taken, you were right. But that doesn't mean I can't carry on with my novel.
Uh-huh.
And they're back at it. These guys are really into this.
Bye.
Oh, so sorry. Look at us.
You're welcome. See ya.
Keep us in the loop if you find out anything else.
Will do.
Okay. So now we find out the final results. Also, how... They'll explain it, I'm sure. Like, the weekly boss doesn't go away. Like, how does that work?
Nahida, we're here! Traveler, Paimon, how have you been?
Ugh, where to start? Paimon hasn't had a moment's rest this whole time. That night, we ended up chatting and chatting until suddenly the sun was up. And then she decided she wanted to go to Inazuma.
I was investigating the Balladeer.
Balladeer?
Oh boy.
It sounds like some kind of code name.
This needs to stop happening to us. Oh no.
You look troubled. Is there something you need to tell me?
Any changes affected her as well. He acted quickly, finished erasing himself before she could stop him.
Traveler?
Hey, what's wrong? You look so upset.
There are things that have happened that only I can remember. I have to tell you the truth. With a heavy heart, you piece back the story that was broken and scattered across time. There was once one named the Balladeer, created by the Electro Archon. He was a puppet who lived among men. After a series of events in Tatarasuna, the Balladeer, thinking he had been thrice betrayed, left Inazuma to roam the world beyond. With no trust for humans and only loathing for the gods, he bore his grudges for years as he grew in strength and then returned to Inazuma to take his revenge. He tried in vain to become a deity with a gnosis and ended up losing everything. Finally, he entered Irminsul and learned the truth behind his betrayal. Knowing now that his entire life was built on lies, he did the unthinkable in an attempt to reverse his tragic fate.
That's quite a story. So, this puppet known as the Balladeer erased himself from Irminsul, hoping that he could change the past.
But how was he even able to do that?
As the traveler said, he very nearly became Sumeru's deity. Admittedly, I remember it a little differently. I don't recall finding anyone inside the machine after we defeated it.
I see.
Nevertheless, it does make sense. If someone were to successfully erase themselves from Irminsul, the world would change to reflect the new reality.
So, you believe this person really existed, and we just don't remember him because, well, because he literally changed the world?
Yes. Theoretically speaking, it is possible to do this. But I'm struggling to imagine the kind of person who would dare go through with it. The traveler comes from a world beyond Chivat. That's why there's no information about her in Irminsul. And it also explains why any changes to Irminsul wouldn't affect her. So if there's anyone in the world capable of retaining memories from a past that has been rewritten, it's you. It's quite incredible when you think about it.
Indubitably.
Paimon's having a hard time understanding this balladeer guy's motivations. Why did he do it?
I can only make inferences based on the information we've been given. As for what kind of person he was, only you remember that.
I'm not really sure. We were enemies after all. I didn't know his perspective on all of this, so I can't say why he did something so extreme. Did he want to reset everything or save someone, or did he want to completely undo his existence? Everything can be set right. It's time to solve this once and for all. Maybe that's all there is to it. King Flame, you can ask him. We have an entire section in the Discord about asking how to build units. You can go ahead and ask in there. You don't need to ask me on stream, or you don't even have to ask me at all. You can just ask in Discord. I can't tell Nahida about Rukadavada. Put it another way, I know why the balladeer was so sure it could work, but I can't tell them that.
Something else worrying you? Something that you can't share?
I just feel empty.
It couldn't change the fate of the ones who had died, right?
Right.
Once the balladeer realized he hadn't been betrayed after all, it must have completely changed his view of the people of Tatarasuna. Now he saw them as friends again. He couldn't keep hating humans after that. And if he thought there was a chance he could save his old friends, it would be hard not to try. The story makes sense, every part of it. The balladeer tried to achieve godhood with the doctor's help. He was unsuccessful, but retained the power to connect with Irminsul. That power then enabled him to change what was recorded in Irminsul and erase himself, even though he didn't have much strength left.
Yeah, it does make sense, but it still ended in tragedy for his friends. It just feels so hopeless. He gave everything to do this, but it seems like he got nothing in return.
Those fated to a tragic end could not be saved. What exactly did he want to fight back against? Did he wish he never existed at all?
Please wait a moment. I want to check something. Found it. This should be the one.
What?
It turns out that I have a strange way of confirming everything she has told us.
What is it?
A record from a personal collection. It was tucked away in a corner. You should take a look.
Is this a fairy tale? Who wrote it?
This matches everything I said.
I authored this record myself.
What?
Huh? You wrote a fairy tale that somehow has something to do with the balladeer?
When combined with the traveler's narrative, it's clear that this story is an allegory. Everything in it is a symbol for something else.
Hold on. So this record survived from the past?
Yes. Any information about the balladeer or the kabuki mono in other records will have been changed. But I wrote this story in a way that means it was left intact. Changing the information in Irminsul changes to that. But Irminsul can't change information that was well hidden in advance. I guess I must have written this story as a backup before the balladeer entered Irminsul.
That's incredible! What a great idea!
That's super smart.
The traveler into Irminsul with the balladeer must have been a further precaution. I knew she'd remember everything.
Wow.
This story is abstract enough that it still resonates with the present information recorded in Irminsul. But if we connect all the different pieces together, the true story that emerges is the one she told us. The now erased life of the balladeer. There was once a lone monster draped in fox fur. The monster found a family of foxes, joined them, and they became friends. The monster lived with the family day and night, and everyone treated it as one of their own. Once in a while, the monster would take off its fox fur at night and lament to itself as it gazed at its reflection in the water. I am a monstrosity, yet they are too foolish to see it. I pity them. But the monster soon found solace when another came to live among the foxes who was not their kin. A kitten, carved from the wood of a white tree, who had been abandoned by the humans. The kitten too wished to become a fox, but its tail was too slender, and it could not grow a coat of richly colored fur. Yet when the other foxes saw this, they spoke words of comfort to the kitten. Even without a tail and fur like ours, you are still one of us. Furious at this happy resolution, the monster lit a fire on the mountain. The terrified animals panicked as the fire spread. The only way to extinguish the flames was to make a sacrifice. A gray fox stood up and addressed the monster. It said, "You are the cleverest among us. Surely you can help us find a way to solve this." The monster smiled, led the fox toward the fire, and murdered it. The gray fox's heart was turned into a beautiful drop of water, clear, spotless, and pure. The monster gave the heart of water to the kitten, telling him, "The foxes have decided. You are the one who must be sacrificed. Take this, quench the flames, and die for your fox kin." The fire was extinguished, but the kitten lived. It left that side of the mountain and found a little bird who had a broken wing. The two promised they would spend their whole lives together, but the little bird did not have long left to live. It passed away soon after. After burying the bird, the kitten left the mountain for good. Never again would it cherish a single creature, nor a single blade of grass that stood on that mountain. The kitten spent the nights wandering aimlessly, gnashing its teeth at the moon. How it wished to swallow the moon and devour the moonlight. If the world could only return to darkness, then it would finally be peaceful and content. I will become the new moon, the answer to everything. Then, no one will know that there were once birds, foxes, and cats in this world. And no one can know that they were different.
We solved it!
I remember now. This is not just the balladeer story. It is his very own memories. I made a backup so that it would be preserved no matter what happened. To become a god, he was experimented on and modified countless times. It was brutal torture, and the only reason he was able to survive is that he was a puppet. This memory was extracted from him by the scholars. Presumably, they kept it to have something to defend themselves with. Creating a deity was just the first step. Some of them wanted to be able to control it. That's why they backed up his memory for later use. I buried it deep inside one of my own dreams, and then hid it inside an allegorical story so that it wouldn't be altered.
It's hard to believe that this person really existed, let alone that he tried to get rid of us on more than one occasion. Paimon has no memory of him at all. He completely vanished like a puff of smoke.
The balladeer agreed to help me look for information about the Descenders, and although he was unsuccessful, he still helped you. Before he vanished, he confirmed an important detail, that Conria was where your twin first came into this world. We still don't know how the change to Irminsul will affect the senior ranks of the Fatui, but in all likelihood, they won't even remember their own Harbinger.
Wow, I've never had this feeling before.
It sounds like Paimon wouldn't like this guy a whole lot if he was still around. But still, Paimon doesn't like the way it all ended that much better.
This is why wisdom alone cannot answer all our questions. We look, we see, and we comprehend, but the question still troubles us. So the answer is not everything. People yearn to find the truth and then conquer the troubles they face. When you give someone the truth, you give them a chance to choose their own destiny. To others looking on, this may seem like a pointless endeavor, but for him, the chance to act on his desire to disappear must have meant a lot. Never forget that even when we walk beneath dark clouds along a road filled with suffering, the light of wisdom is always there, guiding us toward a better destination. And that is what you have been doing all along.
Yeah, Nahita's right. Cheer up! How about we go get something to eat? We can pick up this heavy conversation again later.
Good idea. Paimon, why don't you take her out for a walk to clear her head?
You got it! Come on, Traveler! You need to get out of your head for a while. You'll feel much better after taking a walk.
The little allegory they wrote is good. Yeah.
Let's go get a snack from one of the stalls in the Grand Bazaar. That'll be sure to lift our spirits.
There's a few things I'd like to look into. You should go take a walk and try to unwind.
It must be really tough being the only one who remembers all that. But Paimon's always here to help cheer you up.
How much? Wait, what's my resin at? Oh boy. Ah, crap, my personal freaking transporter's gone. Dang, look at all that. Look at all that juicy. Look at all that juice. Excuse me. There was a chest there. Clearly, it's not the correct day for me to collect that chest. Here we go. You're a lost lamb.
Receive thy blessing.
Look alive!
Your atonement
Fate is upon you.
barely begun.
No, that was dumb.
Mind the sun.
You asked for it.
One more sin upon your soul.
Remember, health comes first. A bit of
Shadows of fate. Let's get it off.
Wow. Okay, this team actually does pretty good. I kind of slapped. Once you get the rotation down, not bad. Give me the foods. Give me the foods. Yes. Oh, okay. I was like, I am here now. I feel like we're near the end.
We're here! What should we eat first? Hey, are you gonna answer or what?
Still not feeling well, so I'll head out. Oh, okay. I hope you feel better, Haley. Thank you for the memberships yet again. Definitely feel better soon. Drink some waters, get some good rests. Just give me a moment. I'm processing the information.
Alright, whatever you want. Well, Paimon will be right here when you figured stuff out. Then we can get something to eat.
Come on, brain. Forbidden knowledge, Nahida.
What is it? Have you figured it all out?
Paimon, it's been 30 seconds. Oh, but I guess I did figure it out because I'm a genius. He said no one can erase themselves from existence, not even her. Otherwise, why would she need to create her own reincarnation to do the deletion for her? Oh, yeah. True. Right.
Why'd you jump up all of a sudden?
Stands up. I can't tell Paimon. It would only destroy her little brain. In which case, the question is, what happened to him? He didn't erase himself. He...
Excuse me, boss. There seems to be a small problem with the last bill. Look, here.
Right. Naughty.
Hey! Hey, wait!
Hmm? You mean me?
No, not you. That kid! Didn't you see? Little rascal grabbed my last 2 fresh Sunsettias and ran off. Look, if you're gonna help out here, you can't keep spacing out, okay? What is it? Work's too boring for you? Or has the big city got too many distractions?
I wasn't paying close enough attention. Sorry, boss. I think you're right. Maybe it's the city. It's so exciting. It can be hard to focus.
Who's that guy? You know him or something?
It's the Balladeer.
He's who?
He's a who's a what a what?
You're a strange one, kiddo. You say you don't want any money for helping out here, and then when I actually give you some work to do, you keep letting yourself get distracted. I don't want to take advantage, so I'm happy to pay you what I'd pay anyone else. But if you keep acting like this, pretty soon I won't be able to afford to.
No, please. I mean it. You don't need to pay me anything. I'm just so thankful you agreed to take on an outsider like me.
You're welcome, I guess. But I got bigger things to worry about. Look, we're all out of Sunsettias, and I promised the lady down the street I'd deliver a fruit bowl this evening.
Leave it to me. I'll find some more. Just a moment. I'll be right back.
Stop.
I'm gonna level with you, kiddo. I've never met a worker who said they didn't want a wage before. And at first, I got greedy. Couldn't believe my luck. But I figured you'd start asking for something in return eventually. You don't want money. You don't take days off. And in your free time, all I see you do is wander around, taking in the sights. Are you a drifter or something?
That's right, I am. We can talk more about that later. First, let me get those fruits you needed. Sunsetius, was it? I'll be right back.
Hey, what do we do now?
On the way.
Okay, stay out of sight. Don't let him see you.
Does that mean, I wonder if this means that there's like a new Harbinger now? Like, if he was never a Harbinger, then wouldn't it make sense that there would be a new quote-unquote Balladeer? Even, I mean, obviously it wouldn't be the Balladeer, but you know what I mean? Gesundheit.
Yeah, this'll do.
Yeah, straight off the ground.
Even though you say he's the Balladeer, what are we planning on doing? Stealing his Sunsetius? Isn't that a bit too cruel?
Shush.
Oh, alright.
This should be enough. Ah, guess I should wash them before I take them back.
I don't see the vision. Like, I don't see the vision yet.
Huh? You two over there. Is there something I can help you with?
He spotted us!
You've been following me all the way from the city. I'd have to be blind not to notice.
We were following you.
Have we met before?
Yeah, I don't see the vision.
No, we haven't met. But you know me?
Yep.
I have no recollection.
It's complicated, but I know you.
Are you absolutely sure?
Sorry, but I just can't take your word for it.
I can approve it. You're a puppet.
A puppet? What makes you think that?
That's kind of rude. Don't just call someone a puppet. He's like, naughty.
You're right. The look on his face.
I guess you do know me after all. That is not something I share with a lot of people. Look, I'm just a wanderer. But seeing as you've gone through all this trouble to track me down, I'm sure whatever it is must be important.
There's something, or there's somewhere I want to take you.
Okay, but please let me deliver these goods to my boss first.
Are you really working for that guy? He said you don't want any more for it. Is that true?
Yes, I ran into him out in the wilderness during a storm, and he let me take shelter in his cart. In return, I said I'd be his helper for a while.
That's oddly nice of you.
Let me take these back. Then I'll come with you, okay?
Okay.
And let's return to the city.
It's kind of weird. It's kind of weird, the sudden tone shift. Like, he was such a jerk, and now he's like such a not jerk. It's like, it's a little bit of a weird tonal shift. I don't think it's bad or anything. I'm waiting to see if... I'm just curious. I'm curious what happens.
Here you go, boss. I'll leave them right here.
Oh, you really went and picked some more. Who are these two?
Something's come up, and they need to borrow me. Sorry, boss. I'm afraid I'll be away from the stall for a while.
AKA forever. I knew it was too good.
Just about to pay you anyway.
Oh.
Go wherever you want, kid. Don't waste your time here.
What?
I get it, okay? You just wanted to help me out, to thank me for giving you shelter from the rain that day. Even then, I don't understand why you're so adamant that you don't want any pay for it.
Ooh.
But look, it was pouring down, and there you were, sauntering along without a care in the world, like you had nowhere to be and didn't even care that it was raining. Imagine you were me for a second. It's a little weird, right? Why is this guy traveling during a rainstorm if he's not trying to get somewhere? And why is he taking a shortcut through the open country if he's not even in a hurry? But anyway, taking you in didn't put me out even slightly. You don't owe me a thing for it. Certainly not all this. Your time is valuable. You know, you should go live your life.
But I don't...
Live your life. But I don't have a life.
No, you're right.
Oh.
Then I suppose this is where we say goodbye. Thank you again for taking me into the city.
Wait.
Don't mention it, kiddo. I've run into all kinds of characters over the years. I just hope you find your path.
Thank you.
Okay. I'll just wait and see. I'll just wait and see what happens.
All right, done. Thanks for waiting for me. We can go now.
You're welcome. Okay. Turn. Oh, can I just teleport straight there? Probably not. I bet Baiju's character quest is going to be Sage. Like Big Sage. Okay. This has got to be it. This is the last conversation. I bet. I guarantee it.
What's wrong? Huh? Are you?
Hello. I do apologize for the sudden intrusion.
We found this guy in the street, but he doesn't seem to remember anything. So, yeah, quite an eventful walk.
You say that you are trekking across Teyvat to train yourself. Many other Inazumans who describe themselves in this way call themselves Shugenja. Why do you refer to yourself as a wanderer?
Well, it seems more relevant in my case. To me, it sounds like a plant with no roots. But these two claim that they know me, and that I have a hidden past unknown even to myself.
I wouldn't call it the past, but rather... this is a difficult one to explain. I don't like to rely on using terms like this often, but in your case, it seems that it ought to be called, previous incarnation.
Oh, like a past life or something?
Yes, something far more distant than the past. So far away that you cannot perceive it.
Okay, I have to ask. What was I like in my previous incarnation? Oh, okay. I see. You want to tell me, but you can't bring yourselves to say it. Looks like I didn't have the most wonderful existence in my previous incarnation.
We were just trying to think where to start.
If it's that difficult to talk about, I have no doubt it will be just as difficult to hear. But I'll be able to handle it. Please, tell me the truth.
Is truth something you care a lot about?
Yes.
Then I'll be straight with you. In your previous incarnation, you did many things that would be considered evil. You nearly died because of what other people did, and many died because of you. As a non-human being, you hated gods and humans alike. You drifted from place to place, never able to settle, even where you found status and identity. you adamantly believed that you were missing a heart. Actions rooted in persistence sometimes bear bitter fruit. Sometimes, you have to let parts of
Facts.
yourself go, or you'll never be happy.
Facts.
I gave everything I had, but it barely changed history at all.
In terms of the outcome alone, that's true.
I don't think I can judge everything I've heard purely in terms of right and wrong. Each choice a person makes belongs to a specific place and time, a chain of cause and effect, a cycle of karma and consequence.
That is the nature of truth. If one thing is right, its opposite must be wrong. And yet, dichotomies like this are not enough to explain the world in all of its complexity.
It seems like my previous incarnation wasn't the most likable individual.
We're not trying to hurt your feelings or anything, but yeah, we weren't your biggest fans.
We were your enemies.
If we were enemies, why are you trying to help me find the truth?
Because.
This is so frustrating! This guy's supposed to be our arch enemy, but now he's just some random stranger we met on the street! He's got so much to answer for, but we can't make him talk because he doesn't remember anything. What a weird situation.
Lesser Lord Kusanali, as the god of wisdom, I trust that everything you told me must be true.
Yes, it's all true. I can even show you the memories themselves, if you're willing.
Please, I want to see them for myself. I want to experience my own transgressions.
Even though it will cause your present self great mental anguish?
I'm just a puppet, with no heart and no name. There is nothing in this world for me to cling to fill the void within me. Except maybe these sins that can never be undone.
Very well. As you wish.
Wait, shouldn't we go with him? This one's kind of on us for bringing him here.
Don't worry. Whatever danger I might face, it's my burden to bear.
Traveler, could I ask you to supervise him on my behalf?
Okay.
Oh, good point. Given your, unique situation, we'd better keep an eye on you.
Understood.
Thank you. Now, prepare yourselves, everyone.
Oh.
It's time to get ready.
No matter what lies ahead, I'll face it. Whatever it takes. I'm just sorry that you have to join me for the whole thing.
Oh, it's a domain. Probably should have used my Skara.
This looks like Inazuma.
Right now, you're in a dream I created using information extracted from your memories. These memories will show you the raw truth, but be aware that enemies may react just like in the real world. Please be careful.
Sounds like an immersive experience. It's a good thing we came along.
You don't need to do this for me. I don't deserve your protection.
We never give up halfway. Well, we had to once, but that was your doing.
All right. Thanks.
Wanderer, this is the Shake Pavilion. In your Balladeer incarnation, this is where the Electro Archon placed you after your creation. You had a great many memories here.
Is that because this is kind of like his birthplace?
You could say that, in a sense. You'll see why shortly.
I hear footsteps.
This place is huge. I can't believe the landslide didn't fill it in. I wonder who built it. The Crystal Marrow Miners? No, there's no way. Look at this exquisite construction work, and so well preserved, too. No mining crew would be capable of this. There's someone passed out on the ground.
Who are you?
You're awake. What happened? How'd you get stuck here? Are you injured? Not a scratch. And these fine clothes. Who are you?
This man is Katsuragi, deputy to Torichiyo's adopted son, Mikoshi Nagamasa. He found the balladeer in Shake Pavilion and took him back to Tatarasuna.
And the rest is history. Well, it used to be.
In the original version of events, Katsuragi was ultimately killed by Nagamasa.
Let me get you out of here. Our people are nearby. Hang in there.
During the Tatarasuna incident, Niwa was murdered by the doctor disguised as a mechanic. The balladeer, then known as the Kabukimono, disappeared not long after. As the second in command at Tatarasuna, responsibility for what had happened fell to Mikoshi Nagamasa. But Katsuragi had sworn lifelong loyalty to Nagamasa after the latter had once saved his life. At Katsuragi's insistence, Nagamasa killed him to put an end to the Tatarasuna incident.
Ooh. My neck just cracked.
Katsuragi seems like he was a good guy.
He looks like a warrior, but he has a kind face. Why couldn't he live a long and happy life?
Well, unfortunately, there's a thing called a cookie, and sometimes it crumbles in a way that you don't like. And unfortunately, his cookie crumbled in a very unfortunate way.
Nagamasa, I found this young guy in a cave sealed off by a landslide. He doesn't remember his name.
Well, we need to call you something. I hear the workers are calling you the Kabukimono.
That's fine with me.
Katsuragi, report to Niwa. Tell him we have someone new joining us.
Delicious. Ah! Hey. Rude.
What are we doing back here?
I hear voices.
Whoa, this is where you were born? It's pretty, but there's nobody here.
I was abandoned, like you. I lived here for a while at first, but there's nothing for us here. We can't stay.
Okay. I heard my mom and dad used to make swords, but the factory manager died, and then my dad got sick. He kept coughing all the time, just like me. Then Mom started coughing too.
But you can't. You promised me.
Yup, we're family now. We're gonna be together forever and ever. This child didn't have a name. Or rather, the balladeer didn't know what to call him. His father died before he could name him. After his mother died, the child stayed in their straw hut alone. Some of the neighbors helped to raise him. After leaving Tatarasuna, the balladeer ran into this child who didn't have a name, just like him. They made a promise to live together.
What happened to the child then?
He died from his illness while he was still very young. The balladeer came home one day and found that he had stopped breathing.
Hey! What's wrong? Say something! You promised me we could be family! You're no different from Niwa and all the others. You betrayed me too. The voices have gone. It looks like the memory ends here.
Let's keep going.
Steady, Sanj. Ow. Rude.
You do realize you're blocking my path.
I come not to obstruct you. I've been waiting. What you are truly is a weapon. One that could be wielded with an iron will. Or you could continue to drift aimlessly.
Are you trying to win me over?
The long-fated rebellion has begun. Why not take your place at the banquet and join those who shall feast?
Whatever's blocking the corrosion for Jane must be similar to what's blocking the corrosion for
Mind the side effects.
Decided by destiny.
Adept back. Taking a turn for the better.
This should be fun.
Let's get it on.
Finished.
potato. The potato.
The doctor will see you.
This place is dark.
Paimon knows this place. It's the Delusion Factory in Inazuma.
In the original version of events, the Traveler once encountered the Balladeer here.
Such a creepy atmosphere. And so familiar.
I remember this. It was an unsettling place.
Hey, look over there.
Well, well, my fair lady. Is this rundown factory and these incompetent fools all
Oh,
for me?
look at that, Senora.
Wow. You shouldn't have.
Huh. What do you have to gain from belittling your subordinates? You might not want to admit it, but you are a part of this plan.
Wait a second. Could it possibly be that Senora didn't die in this version of events? Can you imagine if they did an entire, like, they changed the entire course of history just to bring Senora back with a different design so that they could make her playable? I don't think that's what's happening, but I just think that's a funny idea. They could do.
Perhaps you find fighting in the abyss to be a more meaningful use of your time? Oh, but of course, even this pales in comparison to being experimented on by the doctor.
What a sharp tongue you have. Funny how negotiating never seems to be your strong suit. For the task ahead, I suggest you keep your true feelings to yourself.
Wait, is that her original design?
Save your breath. I know what I have to do.
Hold up. That's a different design. This isn't the same. This isn't the same outfit. It's different. I mean, it's like almost the same, but it's like there's less detail. It's almost like they did a slight redesign of her in order to make her potentially playable in the future.
I'm sure you think so, but I still think you need to hear it.
Look!
Don't start thinking you're invincible.
This doesn't...
And don't let your emotions get in the way.
Okay, one of the biggest reasons why Lost Senora was never playable, or why we knew she was never going to be playable, is because her design doesn't look playable. Like, the way her design used to be was too complicated. I don't think this is... I just image searched, like, photos, and it looks like a different design.
Surely you're not worried about me.
I just can't have you getting in my way. You and Child never failed to find ways to complicate things.
I'm merely lighting a little fire in this chaotic nation. But you, being tossed out like trash, must make you want to destroy it completely. Do you remember the last time you were here? That was a lot of swordsmiths you killed. I'm sure the descendants of the Raiden Gokaden are still suffering the consequences now. Look at you. Oh, don't get so sentimental. Now, give that poor little tongue of yours a rest and stop pretending like you're above everyone else. Bye then. See you at the victory feast.
Poor little tongue? She's playing with fire talking to me like that. Who does she think she is? Forget it. Someone might find me here any minute now. I should prepare to give them a warm welcome.
The plot does not end here. There is more of this story to come. Wanderer, are you able to continue?
Yes. Please don't worry about me.
Why are you staring at me in silence? Can't you think of a nicer way to express yourself?
I'm under no obligation to be nice to you. Besides, I thought nothing mattered to you except results in your own interests. Isn't that right, witch?
Mother-headed puppet. You're only number 6 because you can take more abuse than other humans. Do you really count that as an asset?
You're about as much fun to be around as a raging inferno. But before we murder each other, it'd be best if we finish our duties.
This body belongs to us.
Mind the side effects. Remember, health comes...
Written in the stars.
Kamisato up. Suyu!
Gloves off.
That was a lot of Burgeon. That was pretty fun. That was a lot of Burgeon. Gloves off.
Looks like we've arrived in Sumeru. Is that?
Considering that Amorta's sage, Nafis, refused to join this project, I'll take part in the experiment in his place.
Welcome. I look forward to a fruitful collaboration.
When do we start?
You seem impatient. You should know that becoming a god is far from a trivial affair.
The biological transformation is a lengthy process. As such, I too would recommend that we commence as soon as possible. In the event that a successful connection is established, his body will become permanently bound to the machine, and he will be unable to move independently of it.
Nothing worse than what I've been through before then, Doctor.
You were the most resilient test subject I ever came across. Thanks to you, I was able to garner a great deal of information. Alas, after that, you were under orders to remain in the abyss. We barely saw each other, and it became difficult to further refine the knowledge I had gained.
That was gracefully worded. Ever wonder what they think if they knew that nothing matters to you, apart from your crazy experiments?
I suggest you speak to me in a more respectful tone, Scaramouche. The mere fact of your utility does not make you indestructible.
The doctor again? That was uncomfortable to watch.
That person gives off a very sinister energy.
He's behind all of this.
It's normal for him to give you the creeps. He scares the bejeebers out of Paimon.
Let's move on.
I had to try it. You can't fault me. I had to see what would happen.
You're a god. Do you think I'm evil?
If you accept that he is you, just as you are you, then yes, you are evil.
In your eyes, are there any differences between humans and puppets?
Do you think there are any differences between your present self and your previous and future incarnations? If not, then what are the differences between humans and puppets? Whoever has tasted the joys and sorrows of life in the human realm is human. Whoever has loved and lost, cried with grief, howled with rage at the tragedy of death that eclipses the miracle of life, they are human too.
I've seen enough of my past. If possible, I'd like to reclaim the sins that are mine to bear. No matter the consequences, I won't run from blame or punishment. Whatever I am due, let it come to pass.
Are you saying?
Can you return my memories to me?
Huh? But won't that mean you'll lose your current identity?
I've always believed that human lives follow a set of rules, with each person being a collection of past experiences. As a puppet living in a human world, my life is subject to the same rules.
Regaining your memories means reverting completely to your previous incarnation. All the emotions that you discarded will return to you. Are you sure you want to do this?
I've lived with the void in my chest my whole life. My creator didn't need me. And ever since I awoke, I've just drifted from one place to the next. But then I met you. And I finally realized that reclaiming my missing sins might be my one opportunity to become my true self.
Don't make me click it.
I've always felt I have an innate tendency to yearn for something more, in a way that goes deeper than for most people. But for all my soul searching as a Shugenja, I've never fully understood it. Looking at it now, it seems that I brought this curse upon myself. So I beg you, grant me this opportunity to gain a purpose, to change my destiny, and end my wandering.
Very well. Since your mind is made up, I will return to you that which is yours. You have made your decision. Now, take this.
Set him free.
A puppet? What's he doing here? You're a human as far as I'm concerned.
Everyone's here. Wonderful.
What a fine blade. Nagamasa will be thrilled.
This is Katsuragi.
Is he alright?
Oh, Traveler just going.
Hey! Are you done yet?
All worthless dross will be purged. That's why this won't be the end.
Balladeer?
Die. This is trying my patience.
Have you got all your memories back now?
Got any more questions? Insignificant past! Too slow. Swollen Fury.
Hey, yo, you're back and completely addicted to Genshin thanks to you. Welcome back. That was a cool moment. I'm not gonna lie.
You shall fall.
Oh, that's not good.
Wind rises.
Good thing you can just avoid it.
Churn! Cry louder. My endless cycle.
So yeah, you ruined my life. Oops. Oh, I'm gonna die. Oh, yep. Oh. Oh, hey, I lived. Oh, hey, my health came back. Oh,
Insignificant past.
I can't die, can I? I think I'm like immortal right now. Am I gonna have to do the whole boss fight? Probably just the first half.
Swollen Fury. Perish!
Terror.
You dare to gaze upon me?
What gear? Oh, sorry.
Imbecile! Get out of my sight.
It disappeared. Did we win?
What did you expect? I'd never lose to that.
There's the tone of voice again. You're definitely back to your old self. Wait, but it was you inside that thing too. What have you got to be smug about?
Sorry. I'm harsh on myself and everyone else. Just the way I am.
Past will catch up to you.
You sound like you're concerned about me. But don't worry. Thanks to you, even if I didn't change a thing, at least I now know the truth.
The memory recovery seems to have been a success. This dream has served its purpose.
Come on. Let's continue this outside.
Me, myself, but not I. That's really clever. That's very funny. So does that mean that Irminsul, like,
Welcome back, traveler. Paimon.
did the history revert?
It feels like we just
Again?
went on a really
Again?
long journey. Paimon's exhausted.
Yeah, this was a heckin' long quest. I mean, I'm not
You
mad
don't
about
like
it, but
being addressed by that name?
It's fine. But I was just thinking, I should probably change it.
You don't want to go by the Baladeo anymore?
After learning about everything the doctor did, there's no way I can carry on using a name connected to him. I'm not planning on returning to the Fatui, and they wouldn't take me back anyway. Recent events will have affected a lot of people, and they might not even remember who the 6th is.
So, you're quitting the Fatui for good?
I'm confused. Is Irminsul back to the original state? Or the pre... Let's call it a technical cheat.
It's like you said, Lesser Lord Kusanali. Everything may look futile, but it wasn't completely meaningless. At least I made a lot of people forget about me.
Okay, so it's not back to
That doesn't
normal.
mean your own past has disappeared.
Of course.
And your main goal, for which you gave up everything you had, you weren't able to achieve it. I hope you can see and understand that. Changing the world, changing the past, changing the fates of other people, these are not simple things to accomplish. What you are looking for is complete annihilation. But this is just a fantasy. Even if the Balladeer is removed from existence, the world will not heed your will.
Indeed. How ridiculous.
Do you regret doing all that when you've gotten so little in return?
Even if I'm completely worthless, there's nothing in the world worth regretting. Lesser Lord Kusanali, you purposely left that information in Irminsul, didn't you?
Yes, and I took pains to make sure that you'd acquire that information naturally.
Why would you go to such lengths? You trying to win me over too?
In all honesty, your past experiences have made you a useful asset to Sumeru and to me. Winning you over was indeed a part of my plan. But before that, I wanted to tell you the truth about your past. If all I wanted to do was use you, then I'd be no different from the doctor.
Facts.
Very clever.
I guess you could say that's one of my virtues.
Utility to others
Good
is what
Radish
gives me
Archon.
worth. So if embracing my sins is what it takes to make me useful again, so be it.
Nahida doesn't see you in that
All
way.
right. I almost forgot. You're the good guys. You're into justice and all that.
Justice and all
Sorry
that.
if I have a slightly different perspective on things, but I don't feel like I've been duped. The wisest leaders are fated to end up with the best helpers. I can live with that.
Oh, okay.
I'm glad you're able to think of it in that way. Traveler, in the future, I'll continue to search Irminsul more deeply and see what secrets can be uncovered, including the beginning of your twins' journey recorded in Irminsul. What exactly happened before and after that point? I want to know as well.
I like the middle personality of Skara now. I think it's actually really cool how they created the two dichotomies of like his like stupidly positive self and then his yeah, no, that was really interesting. And then the scene of them like grabbing hands and then him getting his vision. That was really powerful. Like that was cool. That was really cool.
I will try.
And they fuse them together, so yeah.
Traveler.
Yes.
After I dove into the information torrents in Irminsul, why did you go to Inazuma?
Because I was trying to figure stuff out.
So that's how you found out whose fate had changed. And how.
Yeah.
Well, whatever your reasons, you did me a favor. And I'll do everything I can to pay it back.
Oh, it's all right, dude. I already pulled your banner, so you don't have to worry about it. You're gonna be my gotcha friend forever. I didn't do all this for a reward.
Borrowing and returning are the only real relationships between individuals. I'll balance the books one day. Don't you worry.
That's not true. A relationship between two people is not simply a ledger that can be reset to zero. I think deep down you realize this. People who show up in your life don't just evaporate like water drops and leave nothing behind. There is no such thing as balancing the books. Some things in this world can never be brought back, and they can never be changed, which is why there is emotion in the human world. Everything that you feel is real and lasting, and whatever is missing in you will not be made whole. To be human is to live with imperfections. You can choose whether or not you want to be human.
But humans can't live without a heart, can they? Anyway, I gave up trying to become a human a long time ago.
You understand what pain is perfectly well, even without a heart. You're just bearing your feelings. The past is set in stone, but you can keep moving on. And the longer your future lasts, the shorter your past will become, until one day, it is but a tiny fraction of your life.
Sounds like you've got a future planned out for me.
Everything's ended up being pretty darn complicated. Paimon doesn't even know where to start, but the most important thing now is that you need to follow Nahida. Otherwise, all our efforts will have been for nothing.
Oh, okay, bye. Paimon probably shouldn't have said it like that.
Then I guess I'll be helping you from behind the scenes from now on.
Yay!
I'm glad that you've accepted our proposal. Why don't you choose a new name to celebrate?
Ooh! Paimon wants to pick an ugly nickname for you, too!
Why?
Because Paimon still doesn't like you that much.
Then I hope we don't see much of each other in the future.
A name is life's first gift. You didn't say it out loud, but I know that's what you're thinking.
Rude. You shouldn't just air stuff like that out. You know, that's kind of rude.
If you can't decide on a new name, maybe you can ask them for ideas.
Oh boy, I did hear about this part.
No, Paimon only does nicknames. If it's a serious name you're after, it's all yours.
The dreaded...
Have you got anything?
The dreaded pick a name. Can only attain the item. Okay, please. Once you have renamed this character, some interfaces in the game will display the name you've chosen. There's a limit to the number of times you can rename. Creation does not discriminate. That's definitely important. No bullying. So it's kind of like you can change it once after, like it says you get the item. So it seems like you can change it afterwards if you don't like what you... I've been thinking about this for months, guys. I've been planning, and if it doesn't let me do this, I do not know what I'm gonna do with myself.
Are you sure?
Yes, absolutely.
Oh, all right. If you say so.
Absolutely.
There. Now you have a name of your own.
What about a nickname? Are you done yet?
Stop rushing me!
Perfect.
Take your time. I don't need to see you again until you've thought of one.
What do you plan to do next?
Everyone who manipulated me and made me suffer will have to pay the price.
You mean the Fatui?
The doctor, at least.
Now that your stance has changed, I believe your future path will change accordingly. But it won't be immediate. You still need some time to compose yourself.
Yes.
One more thing.
Compose yourself,
There's still
Skara.
some descendants of the
Miosh.
Raiden Gokuden living in Inazuma. Some of them know. Well, they ought to know about the connection between Raiden Gokuden and myself. I don't plan to leave Sumeru for the time being. If you see them in Inazuma, please tell them that I was the one responsible for the Raiden Gokuden's downfall. Even though the events have been erased from the world, they still deserve to know the truth.
The truth of Skara Miosh. Meowsh.
I see.
I
That is up
I'm
to
I'm
you.
not quite sure if I want to call him Scara Meowsh or Scara Mewsh, you know? I could have done MEW and that would have been Scara Mewsh. But I went with Meowsh. I don't know. We'll see.
If we do that, then...
It's fine. Let them stab their blades into my chest if they so desire. Maybe that's how
Phew.
it always should have been.
Okay, all right.
No nonsense. I like it. All right, let's call it a day. Goodbye, wise deity. And you too.
He's gone.
Okay, bye.
What he went through today would have been like living an entire lifetime in an instant. He'll need some time to calm down.
Yeah, that would be a lot.
Yeah, true. But even so, after everything that's happened, he doesn't seem quite as fierce anymore.
There were bumps along the way, but it's all over
So
now.
we can finally go eat? Paimon is starving.
Of course you are.
Thank you both. I hope you will find somewhere nice to go and relax for a while.
Yes. Scara and Zhao always try to throw themselves away. Exactly. See, the reason why I wanted to pick that name partially is because I wanted to still call him Scara. Like, you know what I mean? I'm so used to calling him that. What's this?
I've got it! I can end my novel with some words from Mikoshi Nagamasa.
You mean because everyone else in the story is dead?
Yeah, I heard that Mikoshi Nagamasa died at a ripe old age. He's the perfect fit to be the narrator of the epilogue.
Okay. Continue.
The dark clouds had dissipated, but they continued to cast their shadow in Mikoshi Nagamasa's mind for decades to come. Then, one night, as an old man, he had a dream. On the night when that prized blade, the Daitatara Nagamasa, was forged, the people rejoiced, and there was painting, dancing, and drinking. All these expressions of joy melted down in the furnace fire and turned into red clouds that rallied around the final sunrise that Mikoshi Nagamasa saw in his lifetime. Life is a story too long to be told, a journey that you must walk to behold.
That's a pretty nice line. Oh, that's not it? We're not done? I'm actually kind of surprised that that was not the end. Oh, do we have to have a... Is this about to be like Paimon recap section? Where Paimon's just gonna be like, wow, my little brain can't even comprehend all the stuff that happened. It's even funnier seeing his name in just that yellow tee. Yeah. It's very funny. I have to admit, that little cat that they had for that for the like fairy tale version of his life, the little cat was so cute. It was a very sad story. All I was thinking about the entire time was how cute the cat was. I was like, it's so cute.
It's about time we had a break.
You're telling me. I'm gonna have to do some serious stretching after this.
And hunger comes rushing back.
I'll buy some delicious treats as a reward.
Wow, great!
Cat was 10 out of 10, yes.
Look at that vase.
Oh, it's still broken.
Did someone break it while they were cleaning the room or something? Like, Paimon doesn't remember there being a cleaner.
Paimon, you broke the stupid vase. That was before the change.
You sound lost and confused.
Excuse me?
I know why you are troubled. Any who knew of this would find their mind overwhelmed.
I don't recognize that voice at all.
Huh? Is there someone here talking to us?
Paimon can hear it.
Unfortunately, the fate of Tevat cannot easily be changed. Perhaps a god may have a slim chance, but for anyone else, who can say? When a small animal runs into a tree trunk, though the tree may sway, it is not displaced. The same is true of fate.
Is this... Maybe this is either the Hydro Archon or a Harbinger, is what I'm thinking.
Like a vase that falls to the ground. Whether it is broken by a cat or by a bird, the result is still a broken vase, is it not?
Who are you? How do you know about all this?
History does not change easily, but human hearts can. Believe your own eyes. Only that which you see is true. What is unseen is but an illusion.
The voice has disappeared.
Hmm.
And who the heck was that? And what were they doing coming out of nowhere and saying all that scary stuff?
Yeah, that's interesting. Do not recognize that voice. Believe my eyes. I mean, I should trust them.
Anyway, that face is still lying there broken on the ground. Should Paimon go get someone to clean it up?
It's almost...
It feels wrong just leaving it there. Just a moment. Paimon will be right back.
Did I play Windbloom Festival? Yeah. Yeah, the... Could have been a part of... Not the Genius Society. I've got Star Rail Brain for that. What was it called again? What was that? It was the witches... The group that Alice is a part of? Okay, I'm just gonna hold on to that. Where's the red mark? Oh, that's from those. Hexen Circle. Okay, thank you. Yeah, that's right. Basically a witch's circle. Okay, we're gonna take a break. Wait, that was it, right? Okay. 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 Oh man, now I'm looking forward to more. Man, that really just got my... That really just made me wanna... Let me make sure I'm... Oh my god, there's more! Wait. Oh, sweet baby Jesus. Oh, sweet baby Jesus. Okay, we're not doing that right now. I can't. We're gonna do that on Thursday. I have 5 days left. Today is Tuesday. So on Thursday, we'll do I'll Hate Them's quest. And then I'll be able to do the festival. Got some dry skin. I apologize. I have seen your Star Rail video. Are you gonna continue playing after the next part is released? I mean, I'll like kind of where I'm at with Star Rail right now is I'm interested in playing it for the story. So I'm thinking, you know, Star Rail could you could always put some in the weekly video. Yeah, so I'll Hate Them's quest on stream on Thursday, and then afterwards we'll do I'll start the event. I doubt I'll make any progress on the event on stream, but I'll record the event off stream, and that way I can put it in the weekly video. But yeah, I'm like, I'll play the story as it comes out, but I'm just not super interested in like the combat. So like, I don't know if I'll get like hardcore into Star Rail. Like, I'll play for the story for sure. I just don't know if I'll like do events and, you know, run the simulator. I don't know if I'm gonna actually build up the stuff. I think Haley left. I think she went to bed because she wasn't feeling well. But definitely do appreciate her so much for all the memberships. She's a godsend. I am too blessed to be stressed. If you watched this whole stream as a stream or a VOD, you know, we've got our Discord. If you're not in there, we've got a lot of friendly people in there, friendly community. I like to keep it that way. So if you want to join, you're more than welcome. If you haven't liked the stream already, that would be super helpful, but I'm sure most of you have. And yeah, just keep your account maintained enough to do the main story. Yeah, exactly. Like, I'm probably not going to be very sweaty with it or anything. I'll probably just kind of log in here and there, do some dailies every now and then, but I will continue with the story when it comes out. My problem with the game is that I don't have anything more to do. I even beat worlds. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is like, it's very much like Genshin 1.0. Like in Genshin, here, I'm gonna. Oh, that's a. Wait, I'm sorry. I haven't seen that idle animation. What was that? That was a weird noise. I'm gonna do a couple things real fast. Okay, we'll chat for a little bit before I end stream, because that was a lot to take on. And I also want to talk a little more about Star Rail. Okay, there's some music. I'm going to turn that down a little bit for you. And then I will be right back. Okay. I prefer simulated universe over Forgotten Hall. I feel that. I just, I'm not super big on the combat and Star Rail, so I just don't see myself caring as much about all that. But all that I do in the game for now is just for fun. The only thing I can do is daily missions. So, yeah. I do think it's important to, like, if you're into Star Rail right now, I do recommend that you just take it slow and you just, you know, try to keep some content left. Like, if you've got, like, you know, one quest left over, just don't do it. Just wait until there's more content before you finish everything. Also, I recommend, you know, don't feel too pressured to do your dailies every day, because if you're starting Star Rail right now, like, think about people that are starting, they just started their Genshin account today or whatever. Like, there are people that literally just started playing Genshin today. Those people are literally years behind me in progression. Like, I could skip dailies. I could stop playing Genshin for 2.5 years and come back, and my account would still be ahead of people that started today. So you got to think about the fact that it's a marathon and not a sprint. And so, like, you know, if you don't feel like doing your dailies a certain day, don't get on. I know it feels like more impactful because Star Rail is new. So, like, you know, you're constantly making progress in ways that you might not be doing in Genshin. I'm gonna grab these achievements. There we go. Oh, there's one more. I think I got them all. Okay. Yeah. So yeah. That's my recommendation. So that was a really good story quest. That was a very good Archon quest. I definitely have some stuff to think about. Gave me some food for thought. I think one of the most interesting bits was sort of the connection between the Jester, Conria, and the Abyss. Like, the Harbingers and the Abyss have a connection, even though it's somewhat thin right now. It does. It's my theory is that the Harbingers are sort of on the same side as the Abyss, but not really. You know what I mean? I kind of explained it earlier. As long as I do main story and world quests and Genshin, everything else is moot. I got on Genshin because of lack of endgame content. Already at AR 29. Trying to pull for Ganyu. Nice. Honkai Star Rail is so perfect to play alongside Genshin. These games, it's a different type of game. The UI is kind of the same. The problem is that people just casually say they're going to quit Genshin and go, no, see, look, every single person that's like, I'm quitting Genshin, Star Rail is so much better. Here in about 2 months, when they have literally nothing to do because Star Rail is a brand new game and there's virtually nothing to do after you beat like the story, like they're gonna come crawling back. Maybe not to Genshin, but to a different game. Like Star Rail is not, you can't, it's not a main game. Like it's literally just like you cannot play Star Rail for 6 hours a day. Like, you can't play it for long periods of time like that. Like it's just not built 5 days from, yeah, I know, I was exaggerating, but yeah, a lot of people are already like, you know, a week after launch, people were already done with the content. I do think that they are good to play together because like if you play Genshin, then you'll be very familiar with Honkai Star Rail and it's an easy transition. And I do think that like the downtime in Star Rail can be filled out with Genshin stuffs. So, you know, neither Honkai Star Rail nor Genshin are main games. Yeah. I think, honestly, I'm so sick of the idea of a main game, though. Like, it makes sense for certain games, like MMORPGs and stuff, but I just feel like a lot of games nowadays are too demanding with time for no reason. Like, so many games have these strategies to try to get you play for hours a day and make it your main game or whatever, but like, if every game wants you to be... It's like if every game wants you to play it for hours a day, then it makes you feel like you have to pick and choose really carefully. It's just really, it's frustrating. It's just frustrating. So I appreciate developers that say, hey, we're trying to bring you a quality experience. We're trying to bring you quality content, but we're not here to tell you to grind dailies for 2 hours a day. Like, we're here to tell you to do your dailies and get the hell out. You know what I mean? Honkai is the favorite child of Hoyo. Genshin is their money cow. I don't know if there's really direct evidence of that, although it would make sense that the developers probably, like, Honkai 3rd has a lot of direct connections to Honkai Star Rail. As far as I know, it's like the same universe. Like Welt is literally Welt from Honkai, so I wouldn't be surprised if they have like a special attachment to the lore of Star Rail, but Hoyoverse is a business, so I very much doubt that they give a flying poop about like, the developers care about the story. The business itself, like Hoyo themselves, businesses just make money. That's all they do. I'm loving the shift to games that you can just pop in and out of. Yeah. Like lately, I've been enjoying a lot more games like Dead Cells, Hades, Project Zomboid. Games where you can just pop in, pop out. Like you're just playing the game. Like you're just playing the game. You know what I mean? Plus, with them keeping quick for dailies, it means I can keep up with Genshin, Honkai, and Wuthering Waves. Yeah, I'm curious to see what Wuthering Waves does for dailies. PGR dailies were usually okay. Like they're usually not too bad. It'll be your big three. I'm probably gonna like Wuthering Waves a lot more than Star Rail. That's for sure. That's for sure. Oh boy, I'm tired. I gotta get off of here and like spend my resin and like go do something else. I've been here too long. But yeah, I appreciate everyone that watched. What the heck is Wuthering Waves? Oh, you should look it up. It's I was gonna make a video on it, but I didn't get
I was gonna like, so there was a closed beta for it. It's by Kuro Games. It's gonna be like a competitor to Genshin. It's an open world gacha thing, but like they're like Kuro Games is like From Software. Like they have more of an emphasis on combat, bosses, and story, like lore. So it's gonna be a really great game, but ugh. They did Punishing Grey Ravens. Yes. Yes. I forgot what I was gonna say. I was gonna say something and I forgot. Oh well, that's okay. Oh yeah, if you watched, I appreciate all of you. It was one heck of a ride. If you watched as a VOD, I also appreciate you. And yeah, I think we're just gonna have to wrap it up here. I could stick around and chat for a while, but I need to go eat something and, you know, start winding down for the evening. So, yeah. Yep. All right, guys. I appreciate all of you. Hope to see you on Thursday for another glorious Genshin stream. And until next time, stay healthy, stay hydrated. Peace out.